What is going on? We're here in the Final Four, Artosis.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Well,
today is going to be so good. We have an excellent TVP coming your way.
Yeah, and the round of 4 is kind of hilarious when you look at it. It's 3 of the round of 4 of last season.
Yeah, talk about some consistency there.
The only guy who didn't make it, the only guy who didn't play again.
That's right. It's hard to top that.
Yeah.
No, look, I think today is going to be fantastic. I'm thinking Rain might be able to take it, but I would not be shocked if Sharp caused an upset here. I think that we've seen Sharp just steadily improve in his play. I think he's been improving as a human man, doing his yoga, and I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it should be a very good match indeed. Tell your friends, KSL round of 4.
Yes.
I mean, the finals is right upon us. Next week, we are going to crown the 2nd KSL champion. And, I mean, you look at the people that we have in the running. We have, a Zerg that hasn't won a championship yet, but is considered to be the best or amongst the best.
We keep saying.
Yeah, the original ASL finalist who was a runner-up, but kind of that was before his time. He's now really peaking. And, of course, 2 champions.
Yeah.
Mr. ASL and Mr. KSL from this ASL versus KSL BlizzCon match.
It's pretty nice we end up with a Final Four like this.
Yeah, that's all right.
So if you guys want to come out, there's still time. If you buy tickets to our finals, come check it out live. It's going to be a blast. As you can see, it's not just about pride here. That's on the line. It's also about money.
Well, that is a lot of money. 80 million Korean won in total. Who even cares about the international? Do they have 80 million?
Yeah.
Don't think
In case
so.
you're wondering how much that is, that's about $1 million billion. Okay.
Yeah. That's more money than. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So,
It's
roughly $1 million billion.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're down here in the audience, make a cool cheerful. Those are the signs you see people holding up. Make something funny, make some great artwork, and you might win a HyperX headset. You might win a keyboard.
Yeah, and we've had some really great signs popping up, maybe because of this. And so, you know, give it a try. And we have all sorts of raffles at the end of the show as well. Don't forget that if you're in Korea, this might be worth your time to gain points for the KSL and get stuff at the store.
We're also giving away StarCraft Remastered boxes down here, too.
Yeah.
Hard to get those if you're not in Korea. So definitely come down and join us.
Don't forget the finals is on the 15th at 4 p.m. KST.
Yeah, not our normal time.
University. It's on line 1. Definitely make sure you get your tickets well in advance because, well, they're going to go quick, guys. StarCraft 1 is ridiculously popular.
Yeah, please do that. If you're at all serious about coming and seeing this, get tickets because every time we have a finals, we'll have people tweeting at us saying,
"Yeah, we can't.
I'm outside. I can't get in. They said they won't let me in because it's full." And I'm like, I can't help you. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
I wish I could.
Fire code. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean we've got lots of giveaways and stuff, and this is basically the last thing StarCraft related that is happening here this year.
Yeah. And if you show up, by the way, what do you get, Tasis? You get a BlizzCon exclusive console skin from 2017. Yes, you read that right. 2017. Pretty hard to get that nowadays.
Exactly.
So definitely,
especially now that we're almost to 2019 here.
That's true. Of course, there'll be a raffle there as well.
Yeah. Little raffle.
Raffles.
Little raffle going down.
Yeah.
With that.
That's how our assholes like to gamble. This little raffle.
So, I'm so excited to start our games here today. We are going to have a quick video where we interviewed our 2 players, see what their thoughts are on themselves, on each other before we hop into this match. And again, guys, this is a best of 7.
Yeah.
We're not doing best of 7s here in StarCraft 1, which we didn't normally do.
It's a really good
So
point.
it should be a nice, long, and epic night. And, of course, tomorrow, guys, in 24 hours, Artosis and I are going to be back here, same time, same place, casting Sulky versus Alas, which is also going to be fantastic.
And then we're going to be talking about, the potential matchups against whoever wins tonight.
Right.
It gets so exciting at this point because, obviously all these guys are prepared like crazy. But after tomorrow, they get a week and 1 day to prepare for this matchup that's coming up for them and a championship. I just want to cut through all this crap where we talk and just go through the games.
I know.
I want to watch them on 2X.
Yeah.
Just get it into my brain.
Yeah. Well, we're going to be bringing our players out in a moment here. Again, Sharp, he's been steadily improving. It seems like each time we see him play, he's looking a little bit better than the time before.
I was saying this morning, and it's kind of funny and kind of true, right? He's been a pro for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But he's up and coming right now.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That's how hard Brood War is, that you can be up and coming after you've been playing for 10 years.
I mean, StarCraft 2 is starting to get to this place as well here where it's like, oh, no, it took me about a decade, but I finally figured it out.
It takes a long time practicing to get good at these games.
And it's crazy, too, because as StarCrafts continue to develop strategically, I mean, Artos and I are seeing strategies that a lot of times, despite how much StarCraft we watch or have casted, that we've never seen before.
Oh, absolutely. They are popping up here and there.
Yeah.
And some of them good, some of them bad, some of them in between.
Stuff that I'd say in the first decade of StarCraft, even first 2 decades, a lot of people were dismissing some of this stuff, like, why ever get a queen to steal the command center? Well, we saw that here at KSL. Usage of Dark Archons, all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's pretty exciting. You know, RTS games are funny because right when they come out, they're always kind of bumpy, and people are trying to map them out. But the longer people keep playing them, it's like a fine wine. You know,
and it does continually just get better and better and better.
Our game ages like wine. Some of the other games age like milk.
Yeah, some of them age like raw fish outside in the heat of summer. To be perfectly frank, if I could talk about some of the newer esports titles. But Brood War.
What did you say? Fish out in the sun?
Raw fish out in the sun in the middle of summer. With flies around Tassus and a bunch of wild dogs running around.
Mayonnaise poured on top of it.
유일한 프로토스이긴 합니다만은 정은정 선수 4강 진출 성공.
이번 시즌 꼭 좀 높게 또 올라가고 싶었는데 일단 4강까지 와가지고 시드를 확보해서 만족하는 편이에요. 기석이는 일단 좀 약간 상대 실수를 좀 노려가지고 천천히 하는 스타일이어가지고 제가 실수만 안 한다면 충분히 이길 수 있는 상대라고 생각해요. 기석아, 너가 오랜만에 4강 올라왔는데 하필 상대가 나여서 다음 시즌을 노렸으면 좋겠어요. 미안.
간절한 높으로 조기덕 선수 4강 진출 성공.
정말 8강에서 최근에 너무 많이 떨어져가지고 많이 안 좋았었는데 그래도 이번에 KSL 시즌2 4강에 올라오게 돼서 너무 굉장히 기분이 좋습니다. 지금이 최절정기인 것 같습니다. 저 스스로도 지금 KSL의 우승에 목말라 있어요. 지금. 일단은 정말 테란전을 잘하는 프로토스 선수이고 정은중 선수가 정말 잘하지만은 제가 무서워하지 않고 열심히 싸워보려고 합니다. 은중아, 너 요즘에 테란전 좀 잘하더라. 그래도 나한테 방송 경기에서 졌어. 넌 나한테 안 통한다.
What a quote from Rain. If I don't make any mistakes, it should be a winnable match.
Yeah, if I play
Thanks,
perfectly. Sharp pretty good in that interview, man. His interview skills have even gone up.
Well, yeah, he's just
when he pointed at the screen, I actually jumped back. I was like, whoa, don't hurt me, man.
Yeah. Fearsome indeed.
Yes.
You know, actually what Rain says, I do not disagree with. It's like fun to make fun of him for being like, yeah, if I play perfect, it's fine. But that is actually a really good assessment. And what I was going to say coming in tonight, is if he can shut down Sharp's harassment, he should be able to take this 4-2 or 4-1. Because Sharp is so much about getting in and messing up your probes.
He's a real brawler.
Yeah, and what Rain is saying here when he says, if I don't make mistakes, it should be winnable, he wouldn't say that if he was against Flash. If he was against Flash, he'd start to take some gambles. Here, in a long standard macro game, Rain is actually stronger than Sharp. So if he does avoid those mistakes, specifically in the early game, if he doesn't make any big blunders in the late game, and he just plays his standard macro Protoss style, I don't think he needs any special tricks. I think he can brute force his way through Sharp.
Yeah, you may be right about that one, Artosis. Thing is, with Sharp, I'm trying to imagine what exactly is the angle strategically you're going to try to come at to take on Rain, because Rain really can do everything as far as PvT goes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
can do
magnificent. Proxies, he can play the macro game, carrier game, arbiter game, it doesn't matter. He's very competent at it. And I feel like if you're a Terran player against a really, really, really solid, well-rounded Protoss, it's like you're running into a wall.
Yeah.
You know, like, can Sharp, let's say, you know, attack up to 2-1, +2 attack, +1 armor, push out, and roll over Rain? It's hard for me to imagine.
Yeah, I mean,
in my mind's eye, I just don't see it.
it's not undoable, but Rain kind of goes toe-to-toe with Flash and plays against him a lot, right? So
Yeah.
that's where you got to start really questioning exactly how you want to approach the match with Sharp. And while his mechanics have gone a lot better, I believe that a purely mechanical game is not exactly what he should be doing against Rain. I
Yeah.
think he does need to mix it up. We need to see
Maybe some 2 factories here.
possibly a 2 factory here or there, possibly a proxy barracks of some sort. I would say definitely a dropship mix in, but not Leda style. You don't go dropship on 1 base. You
Right,
instead
right.
do it on 2 to 3 base. These types of plays can really give him possibilities. Also, I mean, there are ways to take strategic gambles that can just roll through certain builds. If Rain is playing 2 stock standard, 2 defensively to prevent these mistakes, things like OBS 3-gate, right?
Yeah.
That's where you can really bust something crazy out like a Marine Medic build, you know?
By the way, guys, no, this is not a glitch in the Matrix. We are once again going to start out on Heartbreak Ridge.
Is that not the craziest
I
thing?
know.
It was drawn for the round of 16, the round of 8, and the round of 4 now.
Yeah.
I just hope we have it as the first map in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be weird if it's not at this point in time. We were actually confused when we came in. We had said, no, that can't be right.
I feel like we should take a lesson from the way Roddy ladders and just veto the map after it's been used. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Let's get some quality different maps in here to start on. But whatever, Heartbreak Ridge, it's a good place to kind of set the tone because it has some roadblocks for Terran, and you have to be almost a little bit creative with how you approach it. So it's a cool one to see how they both want to go about it. Rain knowing that Sharp has to pull something special.
Right. This is a lot of games ahead of us. Minimum 4, maximum 7 here. I mean, it's going to have to be a wide range of play styles here from both sides. Anyways, game number 1 is ready. This is Rain versus Sharp.
Over on the right side, previous KSL champion, GSL champion, many SL champions, Rain. Yeah. And then Sharp, of course.
Sharp. Oh, we got a cheer in the audience. Okay, so there was a cheer for Sharp. I didn't hear anything for Rain.
All right, so Rain looks like he wants to steal the gas immediately.
Yeah, look at that probe going out right
And-
away.
Yeah, it's a good play, especially because the map is flat. This can be very annoying. Sharp should have plans already prepped for this. We saw, who did we see just send a probe out to the front? It was Leda, if I recall correctly. He literally
You need to
had
send the
an-
SCV
yeah.
out and to check for this?
He had an SCV waiting in front of his natural for the timing of a gas steal, and then
Yeah.
sent it back. So he lost a bunch of mining time, but it can definitely be worthwhile to do that.
So it's a little bit harder to pull the gas steal off when you're trying to do it in this spot over here. Oh, I was a Sharp fan here in the audience. Oh, that's a good carry. Whoa! Whoa!
That's amazing.
Okay. That's going to be hard to top.
Yeah.
All right, so I was going to say the gas is a little bit harder to steal in this spot because it's farther away from where the probe comes in, but it looks like he did manage to swipe that away.
Yep. And it's a powerful move. Let's talk about it for a minute. Obviously, you kind of force Terran to play in a way different from how they prepared. And look at this. Sharp is really on top of his play. He immediately stopped an SCV that was returning minerals to stop the offensive pylon because that's something you want to do as well. But to jump back into this,
Yeah.
the very specific reason why this can be just a pain in the butt is Goon range can wreck you in this situation.
Right.
And that's because of how late Siege will come. Now, you might look at it and say, but Goon range doesn't wreck Gasless Expand. Oh, there's a big difference between this and Gasless Expand, my friend,
Right.
in the chat. This, you have to kill the geyser and then build it. So you're losing mining time, most likely because you
Right.
pull SCVs. Takes a long time to kill. You can't have that Sharp build where that occurs. Here, if they want to, with a gas steal, they can get like 8 ranged goons before you have Siege. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, Terran is always trying to get into like that tier 2 tech. Marines and medics, they're not viable. They don't allow you to go into late game. So Terran's trying to get factory units out as fast as possible. When you deny them their gas, they obviously cannot get a factory up. And that becomes really problematic. And We have seen some very creative approaches on how Terrans will try to play around this. You end up with this excess of minerals, so a lot of times it can incentivize the Terran to make a quick command center, which I think is what we're going to have here.
Yeah, and you are quite right. It is that quick command center, and he will scout. He sees that it's actually a quick nexus, so in my opinion, Sharp got just slightly lucky here with what this turned out to be, right? Because if Rain had gone hardcore Goon Rush or something, that's where it gets a little bit tricky. It's not that you're going to die necessarily.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh, is he going to get that SCV?
Yeah. He's got it. Get him. So that's really cool. We see that already this game is going off the rails from what either of them practice, which is really cool to see.
So, yeah, Artois was talking about the green range problem. You know, one of the scary things for the Terran is that if they don't know what the Protoss is doing, Protoss can be doing some kind of crazy all-in, or they could be expanding. But in this case, yeah, I think this is pretty fortunate here for Sharp. I think he should be able to navigate this game pretty comfortably.
Now that proxy pylon, what do you think that's for, Tasis?
I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's in an odd spot, right? Like, is he going to build something over there? Because it doesn't seem like we're at a phase where having gateways out there or any kind of weird tech would help, right?
I mean, it could be gateways for, like, still a ranged rush because of how early the command center is. It's really hard to say. I'm not sure what this is.
Because the location of it is very deliberate.
Yeah.
You have pylons outside of your base. A lot of times they're in these smaller areas, so you can catch
I mean, it even could
vultures
just be
later on or something.
Could just be a placement pylon to scout, right?
Yeah.
If anything goes through. I'm really unsure. So, I mean, excited to see what Rain has brought for us here.
Sometimes the Protosses get a quick second nexus right away. They do feel a little bit naked, like they can be hit from multiple different angles here. So maybe that is just a spot. Oh, I think we saw the probe move. Let's see if he actually makes something there.
Oh, it's going to be a Robo. Okay.
He's going to slow walk a Reaver there?
It's possible.
Huh. I don't know the math on this
here.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'll probably get it there for sure before siege mode. When you see that command center, that's the thing. Like, and I was almost surprised that Sharp did it because, you know, he didn't know at that time that Rain had gone for the command center. What if Rain had done this, just a proxy robo immediately or something?
Yeah.
It gets very tricky. There, you know, there's a lot of counterplay and then counter to the counterplay.
Cool little trick there. You did not see that wrong. You can force a probe through various areas by building a pylon and then spam glitching it through.
Yeah.
Or you could be like me where you try to do it like 4 or 5 times at a Terran Wallen and it doesn't work. You just leave the game because you cancel too many times.
I remember that happening to you.
Well, it was just one of these things where I was like super addicted to that move when I found out about it.
Yeah.
But no, not necessary.
It was a simpler time.
Yes. So this SCV's got to come in here and see that so far, well, actually, I guess it's going to scout everything, but does see that Tekken seems to be moving on pretty normally.
Yeah, I would say he's certainly not sure of exactly what's going on here.
Right.
Now, the starport on the way, this is actually going to be a good thing here for Sharp, and I'm not surprised at all to see him going for a starport. That's kind of, especially for this map and especially for Sharp, in a situation like this, I think that this is a really solid play.
So he's going to do the elevator, man. This is kind of an old style.
Yeah, maybe he will, actually.
Yeah. I think just the way that's placed.
And actually, the placement of those factories is weak specifically against this as well. This is such a good SCV scout.
Oh my God! I was going to say if Terran can find this in time, they can sometimes stop it. But there's going to be a Reaver coming out behind this. So what this really is almost like a small army that can push in here.
Yeah, look at these Zealots, man. They're just going to get on top of absolutely everything. He's got to keep his Goons alive, though. That's the most important part here. Because the Zealots make everything run. The Goons can actually deal damage.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm having a little bit of a hard time microing, but I love how Sharp has targeted the Goons down.
No, it didn't get that last shot up. Are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
Oh, man.
That's crazy.
He needed to get that tank.
That's really big.
Wow.
But the Reaver should be coming back right now, right?
Yeah, I think, there it is.
Okay, so it's a little tiny bit late. He did cancel his add-on and go for a Wraith immediately. So I think he's going to be fine. He's going to lay some mines where the Reaver can be dropped. As long as he's quick running his SCVs, this shouldn't be an issue for Sharp.
Yeah, this is actually very problematic here for the Protoss when you lose that much of your army. And the Robo's still in the middle of the map like it is here. Now, he did wall himself off entirely. Oh, wow, and a very quick carry rush behind this. This is a great way to do the carry rushes if you went for quick Reavers.
Yeah.
A lot of times, Reaver tech in general will keep the Terran pinned down for long enough that then you can actually get enough carriers up to actually play the game.
Yeah.
This is becoming more and more common, too, by the way.
Oh, certainly.
Reavers in a 2-base carrier.
Carriers are kind of in vogue in the last couple months here, for sure. You know, it's been mostly Arbiter for the past year, but certainly they've gained a lot of traction. And Reaver's been popular for quite some time now. It's just such a safe opening, and people are so good at using them throughout the game. But here we go with the push.
Yeah, 2 Reavers over here trying to get this one bunker down. So close.
Oh, he's trying so hard to get that Wraith, and he just can't get it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's great if you can kill that Wraith, but it's not the end of the world if the Wraith doesn't die here.
Right, right. Well, the Wraith is the ultimate deterrent from the shuttle. You know, it's just very, very hard to get anything done with a shuttle if you have a Wraith over there.
Now, looks like he is going to mine out those minerals to try to do some Vulture harassment.
Did-
Sharp really wants that.
Did Rain actually wall that off, though, that upper area? Okay, no, he's not walled off. Excuse me. I thought he might have had like a pylon wall or something there.
Yeah, but he's blocking it really well. Like when we saw him wall his natural in all the way, that showed that he's really prepped for this match in particular, because the one thing you can be 100% certain of is that Sharp's Vultures will find a way in.
Right.
So if you literally make it so that there's no way in, there's nothing for them to find.
When do you think Sharp's going to try to push here? I mean, definitely when you have a Terran player who's teching up on carrier tech, there's always going to be this vulnerability where they can be killed before the carriers have enough momentum.
I don't think he has a timing right now. Because he went for a starport, we see that this game has gotten kind of funky. He doesn't have a third command center. He doesn't have many factories. He doesn't have fantastic upgrades. There's no real way for him to attack. Like, if he snags the shuttle with the Reavers in it, then we might be able to talk, but probably still there's not going to be a great attack coming out. I feel like he's going to have to just go up to 2-1. 3-base 2-1. That's going to be the only way for him to attack.
Up.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just 2-base
my
Terran
God.
is not that stable.
Oh! And he
Great.
saves it. My God, that was close.
That was
call.
so good.
We saw the tanks like turning their turrets about to fire.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 Vultures have managed to come in here. They're going to be able to get a few probes, but it doesn't look like this is going to be of much consequence.
That's all right, though. Just any little bits of damage are very useful at the moment. Now, let's see here. He's actually, I believe he's skipping his third command center. So, I mean, he scans and sees the carrier tech. He sees, that's actually really valuable to him that he sees that 2 more carriers haven't started.
Yeah,
That
so
gives
he knows
him much more
exactly,
specific timing.
Even if when the scan diminishes or goes away, he knows that, like how much time it's going to take to get that next wave of carriers out here. So maybe a Sharp will find a certain type of timing here. Well, he's going to come out here. Now, this is also very annoying. Is we want to watch this shuttle and 2 Reavers very carefully here, because with no robo, what you see is what you get. And that's right. He made a second starport. Did I see that correctly?
Yes, this is actually a brilliant move from Sharp. I want to talk about why here in just one second. Ooh, okay. Sharp realizes that there is no real possibility here because he doesn't have a third command center. He's not really in line for a good 2-on timing push.
Yeah.
It's just, and the thing is, on a map like this, the Dragoons just stand on high ground, and you don't have a big enough army to roll through them and get to the Protoss before carriers. So when you have a hopeless situation against carriers, Wraiths are your best bet. Because you actually, the Wraiths come out and they don't have observers one time with the carriers, you might actually kill them all.
Yeah, yeah.
That happens sometimes.
There's always been this alternative counter to carriers, which is Wraiths, but the problem is that if the other player can sniff it out or has enough observers there that the Wraiths can't target them down, then you can make a few Corsairs, you immediately counter it. It's pretty hard, but yeah, I think the fact that this Robo is getting eliminated here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did we actually see, did Rain make another Robo inside of his main or his natural?
I think he did, but I haven't seen. No, he is just now. So yeah, that's a good point as well. Like, just the fact that he's killed the Robo off in the center of the map, there's less observers in total.
Yeah.
There was already turrets made by Sharp, so he knows that, like, one of the most important things about going Wraiths is making sure that your opponent doesn't know. Because as soon as he knows, the gig is up and you've lost the game because you put way too much money into him.
Oh my God, he got another observer there too.
Yeah. He's going to try his ass off to snipe them nonstop. And the thing is, that's not an uncommon strat anyways.
Here's the thing, man. He's coming up. He's going to try to pair the Reaver and Shuttle with the carriers and try to do harass in the main area, because the turrets are going to be firing at the interceptors, as you can see here. But now he comes in. He's going to see that there's Wraiths being made.
Oh, he needs to move with those
Where
But
are
actually,
these observers?
Look at this. Oh, my God. The Goliaths come in from behind.
Oh, wow.
Well,
I think this is about to be the fatality here on Rain.
yes, I believe so.
It's one
Wow.
carrier flying directly into a turret here.
Well-
I mean, I think you just unsiege and go. You're going to roll this guy.
I think you still take it a little bit slow. Like, take a high ground right now for sure, right?
Tosis, you're crazy. You're way too afraid of carriers. I'm learning this so
Well, no,
much.
the
This guy-
carriers are dead, right?
Yeah.
So there's no carriers to be afraid of, but you have to remember, right? He went cloak, double starport in like 6 or 8 rates.
Yeah.
The like, you know how many siege tanks that is? That's like 12 siege tanks he could have had, which he doesn't. So he has to be a little bit careful still.
He's going for it. He's
Yeah.
coming in. I just don't think a Protoss is going to have enough here. I mean, I don't think there's even observers with the army anywhere. Okay, there's one. Excuse me. But look at this. He's going to once again come in here.
Oh, he's just diving on those carriers. All the goons are at the top rather than over the carriers.
Yeah. So there's one carrier left over here now. Now, is this an overextension? We also see that Zealot Legs is not yet done here.
That's a huge factor.
Oh
Not
my
having
God.
Zealot legs is like
GG.
Wow.
Damn.
the most important upgrade for carriers against Terran is Zealot legs.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not even a joke. If those Zealots have legs, you are not actually out of that
Dude,
game yet.
Look at Sharp.
Yeah, he should
Bobbing
be
in
feeling
his chair. He's
fantastic.
feeling good.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah.
win. Like, I'm so impressed that the thing is, the carriers and the shuttle with the Reavers came gift wrap to him. That's a good strategy that Rain used, because normally you have to walk around with Goliaths.
Right.
But this time, it's like Wraiths. You never play against Wraiths. It's a very rare thing. It's a gamble from the Terran, and it worked out perfectly.
Let's also
for
point
sure.
out that what Rain had planned at the start was going perfectly. You know, everything that he had set up, he got the gas seal off, he got his quick expand, he went into the Robotech. Even though Sharp was spotted, the elevator push, still, you know, he got the carrier tech up, but if I'm Sharp, I am feeling so good after that first game.
Absolutely. I mean, the game got very down and dirty, and became a game where they were both kind of reacting and having to make plans on the fly. This was not like a pre-planned, exactly everything's going according to what you practice type of game. But Sharp was more flexible than Rain in this case. And
Yeah.
the thing is, Rain did get a little bit unlucky, right? The move that he did against someone just going Goliaths is actually a very strong move. We've seen that a lot before.
Right.
And where you bring in the carriers to
Did
let
he
the
go for
Reavers land.
the cloak and the double other starport once he saw that there was a robo in the middle of the map? Does he look at that and he said,
No, he took.
"Oh, I
he
could
did
just
it
kill
after
this
he
off."
scanned the carriers. After he
Okay.
scanned the carriers, I think he looked at that and said, "Oh, okay, well,
okay.
I think it's a combination. There's a robo in the center. Also, he
Right.
doesn't have a third command, so he can't support Mass Goliath.
I guess you already have one starport out anyway.
Yeah.
It's not a crazy stretch to just throw up a second one
Yeah,
and start having this
you already have an
secret
add-on.
tech.
Get your cloak going. Yeah, it's. I mean,
Got some tech on the side.
he already had 2 wraiths. I think it was a fantastic call by Sharp, and it's one that won't work every time and won't work again in this series.
We're going to go to Aztec here for game number 2. Sharp with a lot of momentum here. Rain, you know, he's always got a poker face on whenever you watch him in these matches. I'm really curious to see what he's thinking. Is he going to go for a more standard approach? Because that was definitely that style of play that Rain was going for. Terrans hate people who come in there, they take your gas, and they're rushing into Reavers. They're
They
gonna
proxy
try
a
to push
robo and
yeah.
they elevator you while going carriers on 2-base. Yes, I
That's
can
like
confirm
a
Terrence hate
completely
it.
down and dirty way to play.
Yeah.
The question is, was it necessary? I mean, we make these guys play best of 7 for a reason. We don't want to just do one game.
Yeah.
So it's like, is Rain being too unnecessarily fancy? It's like,
Well-
Rain, just stay back and macro up and go get arbiters or carriers like in a normal game. Is that?
Well, I think that that's such a strong strategy on this map that if Sharp had chosen to play any other way, most Terrans won't go right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, most of them will not. So, I mean, I think it wasn't a bad call. It just wasn't the right one.
All right. Well, our players are ready to go, so we're going to be hopping into this in a moment. This is a best of 7, everyone, and the winner will be in the finals of the KSL, the last major StarCraft event of the year. Woo. Okay, so we've got Rain down here in the bottom left. And we have Sharp here at 12 o'clock in the top center. Oh.
So,
Wow, another big cheer for Sharp.
Positionally, you know, it is a 3-player map. So positionally, you look at this and say the back of Sharp's main is towards Rain. So that's a little advantage towards Rain. Like, it's a better spot for Rain to be doing recalls or carrier harassment or shuttles, whatever it is, you know, he can get over there very quickly. So that's kind of nice. We'll see if it actually plays into this game at all. But definitely a very different map from Heartbreak Ridge. Not going to see a game that looks quite like that one. It's kind of the thing about two-player maps is gas steal is so common on those.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Old book.
Wow. This is stuff from the beginning.
This is where it all started, guys. Yeah, I think let me think here. Out of all the races and all the matchups, I think Protoss is like one-on-one maps the best against Terrans. Am I right on that?
For like rushes, absolutely.
Just for abusive stuff, gas steals, proxies. I mean, I don't think there's another matchup where a race really wants that as bad as a Protoss does in a one-on-one.
Oh, absolutely agree with you there. Like, and I mean, to some degree, you can do it with like in a TVZ, I guess you could proxy barracks or something. But
yeah, that's another example. But
a lot of places Protoss can hide things, and they have the option gas steal. So definitely, yeah.
And then, of course, they could always just play straight up, which is really vexing, too, if you're the Terran and you anticipated all this other crazy play and nothing came.
That's the hardest thing to anticipate. Right. It's an honorful Protoss going at you. Looking at this, I mean, it's actually a little bit of cheekiness from Sharp. He's done a forward 11 racks. So that's kind of neat. This would be very good if it is Nexus first. His Marines would get there extremely quickly, and he would be able to bust that down easily. But because it's not, he'll probably just have to rally back a few Marines. And based on where it is, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe we're going to... Yeah, now I am 100% sure. Because he has 2 SCVs mine of gas. But this will be Sharp's version of like the old FD push, where he goes 4 Marines generally, but it could be 5 or 6, with a siege tank and mines right away before his command center. I mean, the command center will start probably before the Vulture's out, but it's a build that really, at the top level, only Sharp uses.
Yeah.
And it actually, against top-level Protosses, doesn't have a fantastic win rate. His command center's kind of slow. It's not normally expected to do too much damage. It's great if Protoss is getting aggressive at all. You shut that down easily.
I always think of this as the player that comes to mind whenever I think of this is Midas.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to this push. Yeah. It's not exactly
There's a period
the
where every Terran was doing this.
Yeah, there was something called
like
the FD, which I believe was 2 tanks and Vultures with
called the
submarines.
fake double because you made it look like they might have gone 2 factory, and it confuses the Protoss, but you're actually expanding behind it.
I think we also called it the Midas push. I believe was another name for it.
I definitely heard it. It's kind of this weird thing where, like, if Protoss isn't ready for a 2 factory push, they just die. Yeah, but 2 factory push, in theory, is not. It doesn't have the same longevity. Like you have to end the game very quickly with that. Just the same way, like when you make you proxy gateways or something, you're rushing a Zerg. It's not, you are intending to end the game. You're not intending to like hurt him and then go back and expand and make gateways back in your main base. It's not like that. So, but yeah, I believe that the fake double. I don't know how strong it is now because I think after a while you just assume that. Okay, it's not a fake anymore. It's you're just expanding and making it look like you're attacking.
Now what we call it is a slow command center.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, guys, this build that we're talking about, if you don't really know about it, or if maybe for some reason you've recently read the Liquipedia article about it and think that we're stupid for not remembering 100%, it's from like 2005 or so.
Yeah.
It's a very, very old build. It's anachronistic. I mean, obviously, it still has a little bit of a spot in the game, but it's not a whole lot because, like, look at this, right? Rain right now is already mining from his Nexus, and then over on Sharp's side, what's he doing? He's not doing a whole hell of a lot. And I gotta say, what Rain is doing, right? So first off, he went for Gateway Expand with the Nexus before range. He went into a second gate with range and into Robo, which I believe will be for observers specifically. And then he's going to attack Sharp, and Sharp is going to be sitting here having a bit of a hard time holding on against that, I think.
What do you think the odds are that he goes for Reavers again? We've seen Reavers more popular now than they have ever been.
Yeah,
in this matchup where it's just...
He might go afterwards, but I feel like we're not going to get to there. What we're going to see more likely is a shuttle because Sharp is going for a dropship and thus will drop at the cliff on the natural, but... just one of the ways that we've seen Sharp run into a stumbling block with this opener in particular is people that have a lot of Dragoons and then Observer.
Yeah, when you do the very, very conservative route, this doesn't seem to have any room to punish anything, really. You know, Sharp is a guy, he's very different from the other Terrans in that he really likes to have engagements, right?
Yeah,
Like,
he does.
he likes
He
to get
does.
in fights. He can make for faster games as Terran than almost any other player that you'll see. But then if you're doing what Rain is, which is basically just stepping back and playing incredibly cautious, you're not going to find that opener. Now, here comes that drop ship now.
Yeah, and this is just going to be a Vulture drop, it looks like, to start.
Right.
There's 4 Vultures waiting for pickup. But there's a lot of Dragoons around. They're not in the exact right position for this, but they should be able to get into position rather quickly.
Okay, so he's going to drop at least some of them over here. We see immediately these Dragoons are being pulled. The dropship's continuing to come up here. The Dragoon's getting stuck on the probe line. Oh, you really want to try to kill that dropship off.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker right there. You're just barely not going to get it by 1 hit.
Damn.
And that was
he could have
just
gotten
some
it too.
glitching. Yeah, it was just Dragoons kind of being dumb for a moment. That's too bad because that would have been a fantastic kill. There's even 2 Vultures in there if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I still think Rain is in a pretty good position right now.
He didn't lose that many
Okay,
probes.
now hold up.
As long as he gets in that wall.
This is just like what I was talking about with Sharp.
My God. This
Damn.
is like literally the one thing you have to stop against Sharp.
Yeah.
And Rain did beautifully last time. This won't be that much damage, but it's still some. Sharp still finds a way and gets 3-4 probes.
Problem is when you're going for the stylus Terran.
God.
Oh, just quick Arbiter check. When you're going for the stylus Terran, it can look like it's going really bad for the Protoss until you go back and look at the Terran's army. Like right now, he's got 2 tanks.
And you know what sucks?
You know.
These goons would actually be beating on his door if they had not turned around for those 2 Vultures. So
Right.
that was actually a mistake by Rain.
Right.
He could have been up at the front against an unmade bunker and 2 siege tanks and 1 Vulture. And this type of play, like I was mentioning, is just good against
God.
this build. Oh, my. Oh, painful. Rain cannot be happy with this, how this is developing
This
right
is
now.
just, Rain is having a bad day. Now, hold on, we got to get a shot, though, of the natural for the Terran. I think he's going to try to come in there. Oh, God, that was a close call.
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough now.
Oh,
Before this bunker and before 3 tanks and before 3 Vultures,
I mean,
I want to say I feel like this game, Rain has made some of those mistakes, which you're
Yeah.
saying he's hoping not to make.
he's not even mining gas right now.
Yeah.
Which he needs to do badly because he doesn't have any. He's going for Arbiter tech here.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good point you made.
yeah.
It turns out you need gas.
Turns
for
out they
arbiters.
cost a lot of gas.
Jeez. 136 gas stasis, is that enough? Is that enough for an Arbiter Tribunal and an Arbiter?
Yeah, they don't have like Black Friday. Oh, wow, he got 2 DTs.
Okay.
Okay, I did not expect to see any DTs made here. I thought he was going to do a very standard 2-base tech here. But I guess
I never mind having like a DT or 2 out on the map, especially when you have a shuttle.
he's going to go for a DT drop here. Now, there's no turrets, just the way that this game was being played here. Sharp was not concerned about a DT rush. So when you only have scans, it's like almost impossible to kill the DTs because you just pick them up with a shuttle and wait for the scan to diminish and then go back in.
That's why he's made a Wraith here. He's really ready for that shuttle if it does come in. In fact, Rain turned around.
Yeah.
So I think he's being pretty careful, which he should be.
Rain getting his 3rd Nexus now.
And mine just barely misplaced. That actually could have been very, very annoying.
Yeah. Stuff like that can a lot of times end up winning you the game in the long run.
Yeah.
One mine there and the Protoss trying to build and a Vulture comes out and kills it. It's like,
It's hard to attribute it back to that, but you're absolutely right. I agree with that very, very much. Little things like that. You look at it and it's like, oh man, I barely didn't break his army, for instance. It's like, well,
Yeah,
how late was
yeah.
your Nexus because of a mine in the way?
right. No,
It was
this
a
all happen
minute
all the
late,
time.
you say? That is more than a little
That
bit of
is
army.
years as far as StarCraft time goes. It's pretty crazy though, man. Because yeah, you can go back and look at some of your games and be like, yeah, I just couldn't get my 3rd Nexus up fast enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything else was fine, but I just wasn't matching my opponent as far as growth goes.
So the 3rd command center actually floating down. He is going to have his 3rd up before Rain. Rain has kind of been stifled this game, unfortunately, right? Like, Sharp played a somewhat greedy style after his opening that got his slower command, but the fact that he gets his 3rd up quicker, he hasn't taken any counter damage. He's done some counter damage. I mean, he's already got his starport up and his science facility up, so his upgrades are obviously going to be on the way very well. It's looking very nice for Sharp right now, I want to say.
Here comes the dropship. And again, nothing really here to defend. I'm starting to lose kind of how many workers have been killed there. This is the worst feeling as Protoss.
Yeah.
Is when vultures just keep materializing your base. Oh my god. Okay, he does have a shuttle.
It doesn't quite get the huge group of probes that he was looking for,
Yeah.
but these moves are really good by Sharp. This is worthwhile what he's doing.
Absolutely.
You can throw away a tank and 2 vultures here and there, a dropship occasionally. If you're getting additional probes, especially stacked upon earlier probe kills, and especially on so few bases. Rain's only just now on 3 bases, so any damage done is really nice to him.
What does Rain want to go for as far as the upgrades on the Arbiters go? Does he want to get recall first or stasis first?
I tell you, I find this to be the greatest mystery. Sometimes
I don't feel like
it's-
we've ever really gotten down to like there's a correct one.
Well, I think that occasionally it can be obvious. Like, if your Arbiter is insanely fast, recall is better. This
Yeah.
is not insanely fast, this Arbiter, right? This is kind of a
I
more
always
normal
felt like
2-base.
stasis was better if you got super quick because no matter what, you can freeze their army and win a fight.
Well, if
Huh.
you get a really quick stasis, if they try to attack you, they die.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So
yeah.
I think that's where I would disagree with that. But yeah, I think it's really hard to say which one is the correct one, I guess.
Rain.
That was...
How many lucky shots is he going to
Yeah,
get?
I was.
These
Gonna,
dragoons
I
are
thought
not
you were going to
dying.
be like, "Wow, he's so good at micromictasis." That
No,
he did
no,
not
it's-
mean to do that.
No, it's great. There's so many modes. I'm watching this and I'm like, if those are my dragoons, I would all be dead.
Yeah,
You know.
100%, 100%.
I mean, there's no justice in this world.
No.
I
I tell you, well, I keep seeing these vultures run by. When my vultures run up, guess what's there?
Yeah.
Dragoons.
Dragoons, right? Yeah.
They're in my
Like,
way.
Don't
Tasus.
try that. I'm like,
oh,
I saw Sharp do this on TV.
yeah.
Okay, so Rain's going to try to get some footing over here. Try to position himself kind of around this third.
Yeah, the mines are placed really fantastically from Sharp right now. Really great spots. Like, he just kind of sees the army movement, and he's going to see if expansions are taken at the bottom for the most part based on where mines are. So that's really, really useful. It looks like an expansion up to the top by Rain. And Rain's starting to move around the army. The fourth base for Sharp is most certainly that one on the right, so that's kind of cool that he's rotating in that direction. I just wonder what Rain's plan is. He's attacking?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes. We have a very poor stasis over there, but he is wiping out everything on the low ground now, so the command center's been lifted.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait for the dust to settle to see if this was actually a wise decision or not. You know, Protosses nowadays have gotten so good at knowing when they can just come in here and bust
Yeah.
a Terran. I guess it's so different from back when we were playing in tournaments,
Yeah.
you know, where it's just like everything would tell me, no, of course you can't do that. And then he's like, no, I know this exactly.
Yeah.
I make my army move like it's a StarCraft 2 army and it doesn't bump in anything.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Okay, that stasis was
Yeah,
monstrously
that was
good.
so good.
But if he tries to force his way up this hill, well, that's only 2 tanks. Anyways, what Rain did when he moved to the bottom right a little bit and then turned back around, I think
Yeah.
it is what you said. He was kind of moving around like a StarCraft 2 army, right? He's like trying to get Sharp out of position. Sharp only had 2 siege tanks on that low ground, so
Yeah.
it was easy for him to bust through. Sharp hasn't taken fatal damage by any means to make this clear, but I mean, these are good moves by Rain. I like what he's doing.
Oh. Okay, so, you know, with the command center being lifted for a little bit, that's actually a lot of income that Sharp is not getting. By the way, +2 attack has just now finished up here for him. Rain is expanding pretty steadily. Now I'm going to be on 4 bases. Okay, he is making a CC over there.
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah.
sure initially.
Definitely should be going for a 4th at a time like this. Like, we're already past the moment where the Arbiter has all its spells and you have 2-1
Right.
basically. And at that point, like, you cut the 4th base to nail that timing if you can, but there's been dropship harass and stuff. So there's a variety of reasons why he hasn't moved out, but this is most certainly a good time for a 4th base.
Okay, he's just going to go for it again here. EMP on the Arbiter that actually had no energy here. There is not enough quite yet for stasis. This is so crazy. Look at this. He just has so much.
Yeah.
It's like his army is like a wave that just crashes in.
Well, it seems like that's a hard spot to defend as Terran as
Yeah.
well. You're like walking down a small ramp into a very tight area.
Yeah, there's not a lot of buildable terrain down there either.
Yeah, and not just that, like everything, because it is so tight, your stuff is clumped up. So Psystorm and Stasis get very, very good in those spots.
very
You
good
have to be really careful about how you utilize that. And in fact, it looks like he's giving up on that as his third. You know, he's just going to float it down to another location, perhaps.
Oh my God, is he just going to try to run up here?
He should not.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's crazy.
Never run up a ramp like that.
All right, so the Arbiters are continuing to pop out. You know, there is always this mini game going on of can you EMP the Arbiter before the Arbiter casts its spell.
Yeah, it's
hard to do.
Thing.
Very hard.
If you see it coming and you have your stuff in position, absolutely becomes doable. But you know, there's a lot of juking and driving. I hope we do see some of those moments today.
Let's get those Templars out of there.
Yeah, seriously. A sick find. Oh, and it was a sick one indeed. Look at that. 4 high Templars for a couple vultures.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get him back in the game, but still pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think he's still all right. It's like +1 against +2 right now. I'd imagine Sharp has 3-1 on the way, so you know that's pretty darn good upgrades. And his supply is still good. It's not like he's lost a ton of SCVs or anything. Yeah, I mean, if he gets a nice army together, the one thing he has to look out for is a big recall. Obviously, splash damage and stasis is on a 2-clumped army, but like the recall is the real counterattack potential. There's no way to hurt Sharp very much.
We also want to watch and see how many Arbiters is Rain eventually going to have. Oh, that was so good. The fact that he got that Science Vessel. Oh, good zoom out here, too. Now, oh, he loses one without the stasis.
Yeah, these 4 tanks, though, are going to go down almost for free.
Now, note this command center moving up here. That's the real victory that Sharp is getting right now. I'm sorry, that Rain is getting over Sharp here, is because there's actually nowhere that Sharp can expand to without Rain coming in, confronting him, and Sharp actually has to back off.
And, you know, Sharp still has a mighty strong army. Still macroing up very well. You know, Rain, though, look how big he's gotten. 5 bases. When it's 5 base versus 3, that's when you're kind of getting into panic mode as Terran, because Protoss can start trading really inefficiently and still win the game.
Yeah, this is the point in time where Protoss actually becomes like Zerg.
Yeah.
They just suddenly have so much of the map, and you'll see Terrans come back from it, but it's really hard. You know, in a general rule in StarCraft is that there's a limit to how much Terran can grow on a map.
Yeah.
It becomes increased. I mean, it's more so true in StarCraft 2, but in StarCraft 1, the principle still tends to apply.
You have to have some sort of map control to start taking out the games and stuff.
Yeah, and if you have that much map control, it's like you're probably fine to begin with, you know? Yeah. But where Protoss is, it's really easy. They throw up gateways here or there. They get some cannons there to help defend. And this clunky army for Terrans having to move out and try to flatten all these different locations.
Look at this. He's coming in for a little bit of an engagement. A little bit messy there by Rain. Gets pushed back once again. He does have that superior supply and base count still, though. Yeah, he's Sharp. I guess he stayed on 1 armory this whole time, but...
Yeah, I kept looking for that other one, but yeah, it seems like it's just going to be the +3 attack that eventually is going to come here. Keep in mind that if you do get all the upgrades, guys, the Terran army tends to be basically just be better than the Protosses. That's why Psystorm has been reincorporated here in a lot of these PvTs.
Yeah, Psystorm's... I think also because the way that you play Terran now, you're trying to, once you start hitting your upgrades in your macro, you're trying to very quickly move around the map to kill things. Because you get into situations like this where Protoss has 5 bases and you have 3, and you're like, okay, I have to actually take 1 or 2 bases and kill 1 or 2 bases all at the same time. And so you get clumped up more, so the Psystorms become really powerful for that as well.
Sharp is trying to come out here and break this, but look at the supplies here, and then look at how much money Rain has. Rain's maxed out. Anytime he attacks into this, he is going to instantly remax. Sharp is not quite maxed out yet, but you can see the pressure he's under. He's having to come out here on the map. Oh, I love these zoom out shots we're getting now. So cool.
Well, look at this. He's utilizing the terrain reasonably well here. Rain having a hard time running around some of these structures. I think he's still going to clear most everything, though. Maybe even everything.
Yeah.
He should pull around back now, but still, that is such a big chunk of Sharp's army.
Right.
Now, I feel like Sharp has 1 move here.
Oh, he got armor and attack.
Oh, okay.
He's at 3-1, but I guess that happened right after that fight.
I think that Sharp, the only way he actually wins this game is to get into the natural of Rain. I think that's it, because that's the only place we have gateways for Rain.
Choke out the...
you have to choke out the production, because you're not going to stop him toe-to-toe macro-wise. Even with these fantastic upgrades, I think it's a fool's errand to run around and stomp out expos, because more are going to pop up.
Yeah, I think you're making a really good point, Artosis. We actually have him running up here for a second to just make sure there's no command center there. I'm getting worried for these tanks, though, in the middle of the map. This is a situation where if those tanks are all taken out, and it looks like he's going to make sure they can't actually walk home, the push potential from Sharp goes way down. And it looks like Rain is actually going to pounce. We know that because of the stasis here. Vultures are coming in here, but I believe it's just too late.
Yeah, this is getting really tough because even this wasn't the cleanest thing from Rain. But you're right, he's taking out expensive units that Sharp is going to have a harder time replacing, even though we see Sharp actually going up in supply for the first time in forever. You know, it's just like Rain has a bit better mining economy still. And so it's hard, you know, like we'll see Rain's supply shoot up more quickly now.
Okay, I think Sharp is still pushing, though, down here in the lower middle.
I want to see how many gates Rain has. I feel like it's not that many. I don't like see his
Yeah, it
minerals
seems like
go
it,
up
right?
compared to his
These
supply.
waves coming out, yeah, they're not that big.
Let's see.
You know what? I think Rain might actually have messed up Artosis. Hold on, let's see what this fight over here.
Still going to be able to take it, but we'll see.
There's this weird thing that starts to happen where if you're both low in numbers,
Yeah.
and the Terran's scanning pretty consistently, suddenly the Arbiter army is not that good. Oh my God!
That's a pretty sizable
Oh
catch
my
right
God,
there.
he got that too?
Yeah, that's nice. And the thing is, Sharp actually has 2 mining bases right now, which
Is Sharp going to win this game?
That's how many bases
Is this
that
a feel-good
Rain has.
movie for Terran players?
It might be. I mean, I'm quite impressed if he's able to do this, especially considering those tanks he left down the middle of the map, but his engagements have been pretty darn good.
He's coming down now. A good stasis there. I don't know, dude. This is just not a lot. It's just a few Dragoons here. I mean, nice storm there, but those tanks remain. They're still going to be able to fire. I believe there's some more reinforcements coming here as well for Sharp. This game has officially become very scrappy.
Oh, yeah.
This is down and dirty, even though
Certainly right
they
about
both
that.
have a ton of the map.
Yeah, and it's getting small enough in supplies that, like, you know, there's always this trump card of being able to recall in an expansion, but you don't even have that anymore. Like, Sharp's
Right.
staying so in his face, and these supplies are so low, I feel like that would almost benefit Sharp if he gets recalled.
Okay, another stasis. Stasis
Okay,
is saving the day here.
That was a badass stasis right there.
That was really, really important that he got away with that.
Right as he got rid of the, right as the other one ran out, right? So then he could actually eliminate those tanks easily.
Okay, these guys are both macroing so hard. By the way, these Arbiters, both of them are super low on HP.
Yeah.
Like 1 or 2 Goliath shots and they are gone.
And it seems like he's focusing more on High Templars right now rather than Arbiters, so
Yeah.
not sure how many more we're going to see. Oh, this EMP could be...
Oh.
That was the EMP drain.
Yeah.
Did not occur that.
Okay, again, those Arbiters taking some more shots. One does go down. Sharp is, again, this big tug of war we're having in the middle of the map. It seems like Sharp is slowly beginning to win it. Keep in mind that we saw all those stasises used up. He might have a few additional remaining here.
Well, now it's down to 1 mining base against 2.
Right.
And Rain has a lead in that, but the fact that Sharp has this type of upgrades with the 3-2, oh, he still has his 4 Marines, that's funny. But he has really good upgrades, and look how forward he is. He's going to take out this base.
Yeah,
you can't let that base
Sharp
die.
actually finished that command center in the bottom right. We were talking about there's a limit to how much you can expand as Terran. There usually is, but it seems like Sharp's actually dominating enough of the map that there's no way Rain can devote any attention down there to the bottom right.
Well, this is something that Flash has kind of been doing a hell of a lot lately, where as soon as you're actually out on the map this much, just expand like everywhere, basically, if you have the speed to do it.
Yeah.
What's Protoss going to do? You're going to recall there? Okay, go kill 2 of his bases for doing that. That's how you
exactly.
punish the Protoss in that case.
Okay, so this Nexus is going to go down, and I think it's divide and conquer here for Sharp now.
Yeah,
He's got a small army going down to the bottom. Bear in mind that there was never a point in this game where Rain set up a lot of gateways in different locations on the map. So Artosis was absolutely correct when he said that, you know, if you could just kind of block off the rally point, that's usually when Protoss end up losing the game. Protoss need big angles to try to hit the Terran at. Okay, hold on. Big attack coming in here. Oh, this is so many mines, though.
It is a lot of mines. He's trying to clean these out. There's not that many tanks, so once he gets on top of them, they will fall. And that's kind of a big swing, but losing this base is crucial.
Ouch.
He needs to get over there and save that Nexus.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, he's actually
going to go for the bottom right.
Okay.
Wait, he knows? I don't think I saw anything scout there. Yeah, he doesn't know.
Okay, he's going for the other base.
Now, keep in mind, the only mining base in Rain's mind right now is the center right. The bottom right is actually a total mystery.
I think so. I think you're right about that.
Yeah. And so he may be thinking, okay, I've just got to get over here and wipe this out and then run back and expand again. But this may be what wins Sharp the game now. Oh my God, and the Nexus is down.
Yeah, Rain is having a really hard time with his mining right now. If Rain had killed one of those two bases, you're right, he didn't know about the bottom one because that was a free kill. So he definitely would have gone.
Damn,
yeah,
man.
and if he had killed that, like Sharp is almost dried up. But now Sharp, like the fact that he's mining from those two bases, well, that's him remaking his army so much quicker than Rain.
Huh. Well, Sharp has to play very carefully here. Still plenty of Arbiters out on the map. I believe the top left base that Rain has doesn't have a ton of minerals.
Yeah, probably not.
So,
it's been mining for a while.
Even if that base hasn't been attacked, it will eventually become a placeholder and not a place to get resources from. And I think Sharp realizes, oh, he is miscalculated how much I have and has not checked the bottom right.
Yeah.
So I think Sharp's saying, I'm just going to stay quiet. It's become a very quiet game from him.
Yes.
Where he's just going to take the mineral lead.
That's a really good way to
Yeah,
put it.
yeah.
You're right. You're right. Like, right now, Sharp is just crossing his fingers that stays undetected for as long as possible because he knows if he hits another max, there's no way Rain can stop that on this economy. Look at this. He's floating over that other base he couldn't have before.
Yeah.
Rain still has a pretty frightening army, especially considering how low his probe count
Oh my
is.
God. Oh my God. There's an observer going down to the bottom right. He's going to see it. Oh. Let's see if I can see. I can't see Rain's face from here. I want to see the jaw drop. I want to see the explode. Bum, 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 bum.
You just hear a keyboard break.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You just hear a Protoss cry out into the night. Oh!
Look at that. Good stasis right
Yeah.
there. Sharp utilizing such a small amount of siege tanks at the moment. But look at this. A lot of mines just absolutely everywhere.
Can they
Good
push this
retreat.
all the way, though?
Well, I don't know. We're about to see.
This is such a contested area over here.
Yeah. And looks like a Psystorm going down, targeting onto this command center a little bit. Good pullback there by Rain. Loses that observer, though. That can be a big deal as well.
Okay, you know what? Rain might still be able to take this. He
Amount of
takes
back
out
and
that
forth,
base.
man.
Yeah.
This is a crazy game.
And I'm sorry I keep going back and forth on this, guys. It really is a hard one to call.
Yeah.
But I think that the center right is going to be mined out, right? Rain now knows about the bottom right. And once you find that, if you have map control like Rain does here, you can go find that and kill it. Oh my God, I didn't realize there was that much down there.
Yeah, he sent a few units down there to try.
I thought those were spider mines on the mini-map the whole time.
The last thing you want in the whole world is for like 4 units to go down and kill it.
Right, yeah.
You know, that is where you're really falling far behind. Rain will be able to kill this expansion. What does Sharp have left? He's mining from one base. I mean,
Thing is that
such a crazy
supply-wise, Sharp clearly is in the lead.
Yeah.
152.
But we do have some spells from Rain that can
Yeah.
mess things up. And this supply is not exactly perfect. It's a very low probe count and
Correct.
a much higher SCV count comparatively. So I would say that these armies realistically are closer in supply than it looks.
So from here, you could send all the SCVs back home. All right.
Man, that is a
This
big army.
is it, man. This is it. He's not even moving his
Dude.
SCVs from mining, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, EMP's coming down here.
That was a good EMP.
One connects. He needs that stasis. That was the stasis. Exactly the kind of stasis that Rain needed.
Yeah,
He's going to win this game.
That Psystorm on the remaining tanks is so good. He needs a few more units here, though, to break through.
Well, I think he's done it,
my
Artosis.
God.
I think he's going to get this last base. Oh, my God. This has been such a great game. Seriously. Okay, so the bottom right base is gone. But Sharp is coming down hard over here at this expansion.
Rain is going to have just about nothing left right now. His supply falling to 84. That is so deadly low.
Yeah. He has no Goliaths here, so this Arbiter is slowly doing damage here. Oh my God, the Nexus has not been taken out yet, but of course his stasis is going to have to go away soon. There it is.
Oh, 3 goons splattered and a defense matrix. The rest of the tanks unfreeze, and I think that's it.
Dude.
Sharp's going to take the total lead.
Wow.
What?
That is so impressive.
Playing so well.
GG. GG.
So this was an amazing back and forth, awesome game. I do want to bring it back to the very beginning, right? Where Rain actually had a strategy that I think would have put him ahead, but he turned around because of 2 vultures that got in.
Right.
And we kept seeing vultures get in and kill probes early on. So a little bit of a mistake there from Rain, if you ask me, right? If you just clogged that hole, just moved a little bit quicker against the vulture drop and whatnot, I think his counterattack with the 7-8 range goons against like 2 tanks when he had observers, I think that actually could have done some decent damage to Sharp at least. And put this entire game on its head from what it turned out to be.
Guys, we're going to a quick break, but when we come back, Rain versus Sharp, Game 3. Stick around.
그 체력이 50대까지 떨어진 해철이가 살았을 때 이 방청석에서의 환호, 그리고 깨졌을 때 탄식, 자, 모두 이봉규 선수와 팬 여러분들이 함께하고 계십니다. 자, 5시와 1시고요. 김민철 선수가 1시입니다. 오버로드는 다 서쪽으로 출발했습니다.
네, 에디 같은 경우에는 거리가 너무 멀어서 초반보다는 사실 중반을 좀 바라보는데 김민철 선수가 3연속 구드론을 했기 때문에 이번 에디에서도 또 한 번 구드론을 할지 그것도 봐야지 될 것 같네요.
네. 할 것 같은 느낌이 저는.
이번에도 한다면은 진짜 그냥 무한 자신감인 거예요.
또 저 저글링이
성큰이 좀
이게 어떠한 게
같은데요?
있었냐면 저 저글링 한 마리가 라바에서 드론이 나오는 걸 봤거든요. 그러다 보니까 김민철은 꾸준히 저글링을 찍고 있었기에 지체 없이 공격을 선택을 하는 거고요. 자, 송호전 한번
이거
들어가는데요.
성큰이 살짝 늦긴 했고 저 성큰 자체가
네.
사실 어마어마한 자원이거든요. 저 성큰을 짓고 원래는 드론을 나와야 되는데 드론이 아니라 저글링 드론 나온다. 사실 그럼 성큰 진 의미가 사라질 수도 있습니다.
스파이어 테크 벌써 지금 김민철 선수랑 가고 있는데요. 여기 지금 김민철 선수도 계속 저글링 찍고 있나요 혹시? 앞마당 쪽이나 드론으로. 그렇죠. 성큰이 있기 때문에 굳이 저글링을 찍어주는 것은 이몽규 선수를 좀 도와주는 행동이기 때문에 저글링으로 살짝 압박만 주고, 아무래도 이몽규 선수 입장에선 저글링을 계속 찍어올 수도 있다라는 압박감이 있어서 마찬가지로 저글링을 찍어주는데 그 틈을 이용해서 본인은 드론 생산.
네, 저런 운영을 할 때는 여러 가지 이제 운영법이 있긴 하지만 그 중에 첫 번째가 이제 발업을 안 하고 발업이 안 된 대신에 성큰을 짓고 그 자원으로 드론 이런 것도 있긴 하는데 저글링 한 게 정신이 팔려가지고
그러니까요.
네, 이몽규 선수가 좀 원하는 그림은 아니었어요 사실. 근데 김민철
거예요.
선수가 이걸 알고 있습니다. 네, 성큰 짓고 드론 찍는 걸 알기 때문에 본인도 계속 저글링을 찍기보다는 드론을 한 3-4개 정도 찍고 투가스를 찍을 정도로만.
그렇죠.
네, 그러면 비탈 스콜지 쭉쭉 나오거든요.
저글링 빠져나갔습니다. 세샵 쪽 지나고 있는 파란색 저글링.
성큰이 있는데 김민철 선수 저글링이 빠져 있을 필요가 없죠.
줄.
네, 성큰이 있기 때문에 김민철도 저글링이 돌아오는 건 좋아 보이긴 하는데 모든 거를 계속해서 다 보고 있었기 때문에 그냥 자신감이 있었나 보네요.
이번에는 잡혔습니다. 자,
근데
다시
이몽규도 저글링이 합류가 되면은
숫자 차이
많아요, 진짜.
숫자 차이가 좀 나기 때문에
네, 이거 멀티태스킹 걸죠 이몽규?
본진으로 드론 잡았고 본진으로
지금
저글링.
이몽규 멀티태스킹 걸었어요.
자, 김민철이 좀 놓쳤던 부분은 상대 라바가 저글링으로 찍히는 것을 좀 놓쳤던 것 같은데.
이몽규 이거 멀티태스킹 싸움에서 지금 이거 이기고 있는데요 이몽규가.
자, 누가 더 멀티태스킹 강한지 보자라고 지금 유발하고 있는 이몽규 선수입니다.
근데 이게 드론을 잡았기 때문에 어차피 저글링을 다 죽지만 않으면 성큰이 있기 때문에 버틸 수 있다 이거거든요. 자, 이몽규가 지금 계속해서
업그레이드를 찍었나요? 업그레이드가 지금 아직 노업. 둘 다 노업. 저게 계속 시비를 거는 거예요. 자, 믿고. 이거 많이 잡혔어요. 많이 바뀌었어요. 이러면은 빼야죠. 8마리. 이몽규는 지금 당장 싸울 필요 없죠. 스커지 추가되면 다시 싸우면 더 유리한 싸움 할 수 있죠. 11마리.
네, 이제는 슬슬 업그레이드가 될 시간이 됐습니다. 바로 찍었다라면
예. 아직 노업 둘 다. 자, 누가 먼저
아,
움직이는지.
이거는 이몽규 선수가 일단 스포를 한번 지어봤던 것은
예.
본인이 유리하다는 판단이 섰던 것 같아요. 그래서 오는 것만 막으면 되겠다 싶었는데 지금 뭔가 생각을 해보니까 아, 그 정도는 아니구나 하고 다시
예.
취소를 한
어.
모습이죠.
자,
네.
스커지 대규모 스커지 때가 일단은 남하하고 있습니다.
분명히
아직 노업.
저게 스콜지가 부대 단위로 넘어가 버리면요 사실 다 컨트롤하기 힘들어요.
그렇죠.
그렇겠죠.
그래서
예.
스콜지를 펼쳐놓고 싸우는 게 좋긴 합니다.
네, 김민철은 들어갈 생각이 있는 것 같죠.
예.
스컬지의
자,
양을 봐서는
아직
갑니다.
아니다. 자,
스콜지 스콜지를 어떻게 잘
둘 다 노업.
자 스콜지
자, 와, 저 긴장.
자자자자 옆.
스콜지가
진짜 많아요. 진짜 많아요.
스커지가
야,
거기서 쪽으로 얼마 넣고 박히느냐 폰에 몰아놓고 다다다다다다.
스컬지 다 막혀요. 너무 많이 막혔는데요, 이몽규.
야 이거 스콜지 다 막혔어요 지금.
지금 너무 많이 막혔죠. 와.
예. 숫자가 되게 많이 차이가
네,
나거든요.
지금 스타리스트 다.
스콜지가
와,
다 막혀서
예, 이거 컨트롤에서
어떡하죠?
이몽규 선수가 완전히 압도당했어요.
근데 스콜지가 눈으로 봐도 이몽규 선수의 뮤탈에 다 갖다 꽂혀서 뮤탈이 순식간에
와,
다 녹아버렸습니다.
김민철이 참고 참았던 한 방으로
예.
4강 진출 눈앞에 뒀습니다.
자, 정말 4세트 무패, 6승 무패라고 말씀드렸는데 7승
칠승
무패까지
무패까지.
됩니까? 이거 어려워요.
와,
야 이거는 이몽규 선수가 뮤탈리스트 균형에서 무너졌기 때문에 이건 역전 안 나옵니다.
와,
예,
네,
컴퓨터
역전 안
극복할
나와요.
만한 드론이 죽어나가고 있습니다.
와, 김민철의 4세트는 승리의 4세트네요.
원터블 공일업까지
GG!
김민철 선수 2회 연속 KSL에서 4강 진출을 확정짓는 철벽 김민철.
네, 김민철 선수가 마지막 한방 싸움에서 스콜지 컨트롤.
All right, we're back. It's time to go to game 3. Rain versus Sharp. This is turning out to be very different than I think a lot of us expected. I know Sharp's a great player, but I just thought Rain being Rain should be dominating. Maybe Sharp would be squeezing out a win here or there, but not the case at all.
Yeah.
2-0 lead right now for
Yeah,
Sharp.
no, I mean, Sharp's looked fantastic, and Rain hasn't looked bad, but specifically what he needs to do is stop Vultures from getting in. He said it pretty much the same in the interview, where he just needs to not make mistakes. I really think he's obviously alluding to the fact that he can't be letting Vultures into his base. That's what happened in Game 2. The Vultures got in. He lost track of what he was doing with his goons on the map. They came back for 2 Vultures when he had 3 goons at home. It's like, none of that makes sense, right? He's kind of panicking because Tasteless, you know how much damage 2 Vultures in a base can do.
It does a lot. 2 Vultures, 1-shot probes, man. It is very, very difficult to recuperate after that happens. I think Rain showed why he is such a scary player, because he did manage to get back on his feet and go into a macro game.
And it was a good game. It was very back and forth and
Yeah,
stuff, but I think
it's very hard to call at points.
if he can stop this early game harassment a little bit better,
Yeah.
I think he actually has an edge going into the later game. We saw him make a lot of strong moves in the later game, right? But eventually, you get whittled down by a player like Sharp. So I'm looking forward to seeing Game 3. I'm not going to call this one too early. I'm still feeling like Rain can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so impressed with the way that Sharp won that last game. I mean, that was pure macro, like mechanics, just being able to push through and get out there. It's so hard to do against a top-tier Protoss like Rain. I'm starting to think that Sharp might actually take this whole thing.
This whole series or this whole tournament?
I think he might take this whole tournament or toes. He's looking terrifying.
You're crazy, Tasteless.
I am crazy.
He's not going to beat Rain. He's not going to beat Sulky. He's not going to beat Last.
Artosis, it's time. This is the year of Sharp, okay? He's
Look,
the best condition he's ever been in, okay?
It's true.
He's been doing yoga.
Yeah.
We're casting this from the position of downward dog right now out of respect. I'm going to hold this for the next 40 minutes.
Yes.
Now, here's a map that I find this hard to accept. This is actually the name of the map. In the way of an eddy.
Yeah. What, you don't get it? Look at it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there you go. We trying to figure this out on before we started today. What's an eddy?
An eddy is a part of a river.
So it's in the way of a part of a river.
Yeah.
Guys, I think we could just.
Yeah, but an eddy is a
we can do
specific
better
part
than
of the
this,
river.
everybody, with map names.
No. Eddy is a specific part of the river. So it's
How do you know
doesn't
Eddie's
mean
not a
part of
guy?
the
How do you
river.
know I got a cousin named Eddie and he's just in the way? Eddie could be a name. Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
it could
capital
be.
E too.
Yeah, that's true.
Looks
It
like
is a
it's somebody's
capital E.
name. Who is Eddie? Or Ed, as I like to call him.
Yeah. In Ed's way.
Yeah.
That would be kind of a cool.
Yeah.
map
And
name,
should Ed get out of the way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
Maybe
he the
he's
one
in the way-
blocking the Dragoons?
Is he in the way for the right reasons or the wrong reasons? I don't know. Anyways, let's go to game 3. Are we doing Caster Chicken right now? Is it-
No.
Rain.
And
Who's that?
That's Sharp. Right there. There he is. That's Sharp.
Wait for it. Another loud cheer here for Sharp. I'm starting to feel bad for Rain. Like, he's not gotten a single cheer.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. He's actually a beloved pro gamer too. So.
I know.
Kinda weird.
So, excuse me. Let's see what these guys got in store for us here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Eddie is kind of a very big map. It is a really interesting map, if you ask me. I actually quite like Eddie nowadays. Some of the cool aspects of those islands at 12 and 6, they have a building that you have to kill, right? So you can't just float a command center or something.
Oh, wow, this guy has not been here.
To a
15 years to a
tournament.
StarCraft match, yeah, for 15 years. It's
That's
good to be
awesome.
back.
Wow, that is a long time ago.
We will always take you back in StarCraft.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Welcome back to everyone watching.
We've been hurt before, but we'll take you back.
Yeah, so back to Eddie, right? So
Yeah.
it's got those two
Or
island
Ed,
bases,
Ed
which
as I
are
call him, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So back to Ed,
Yeah.
who's in the way of something. But yeah, so that's kind of neat. You know, it's got the low ground mains, those high ground strips throughout the center of the map. Those make engagements really funky,
Yeah.
right? Because you can always the whole high ground is just so powerful in StarCraft 1. It's like in StarCraft 2, it's like a thing. It's like, yeah, you have high ground. If I can't see you, I can't shoot at you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, cool. Okay, I mean, that's definitely an advantage. But here you miss half your shots. So it's like, you really got to be careful attacking uphill. So those types of positions and the way that it's really long, you can really kind of fan out. So army movements are super important on this map. There are some thinner things on the sides of the map that you can run through near those like third bases and stuff. It's just, yeah, it can make for a very interesting game if we get big. And we definitely could get big here. Cross map.
This is going to be a quick CC. He's just now starting that over here. I wonder if there's going to be any opportunities for Rain to exploit this. Oh, I'm sorry. Rain hasn't scouted yet. Yeah, he's doing one of the, it's like a blind style of play.
Yeah.
What he's saying is he's got a build that should basically be fine against anything. He might scout with either the first Zealot or Dragoon instead.
Yeah.
Really making sure every probe is getting resources.
I think you're probably right about that. Get a nice quick Nexus up, most likely. And, you know, Sharp saving this gasless expand for this map. I think that this was a pretty good strategic play. This was all the rage a few months ago. Like, every Terran was doing this almost every game, and then we started seeing players like Snow and some others.
Jedi Master Snow showing us the way. It's like, don't let them do that. He just makes a robot out here.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, are you going to elevator? And he like looks at me and winks, and a Reaver pops out and just blows up the bunker. And I'm like, oh my god!
And there was some counterplay invented to deal with that and stuff, but to see it just mixed in sometimes, I really like. Because look, this is a very economic build by Rain, but he just started his Nexus. And that is an early Nexus still, right? 420 would be your latest Nexus without doing an all-in. And so getting one that early is early, but the command center's finishing, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is, like, this is a big economic advantage for Sharp.
Okay.
Rain's not going to know until the last spot, too. Oh
yeah,
my
this is
God.
actually, you know, one of the things is that when Terran does something this drastic, the Protoss has to match it with something equally drastic. And right now, because he's been in the dark, it's like, this is rough to find this out this late.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going Robo. What does he do to try to, as you said, match this? Like, do you think he's going to take a very quick third base? Is he going to tech up super fast? The thing is, he's already made his Robo, so it's not like he can do anything too crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem is if you don't see it right away, I mean, I guess we'll go back to his base. We could check and see what the game plan is. But, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those drastic options are basically gone. I guess he could just take a third, right?
Yeah, you can try that. I mean, that's I don't think that that's an unreasonable way to approach it. I'm trying to work out, like, you can take the third, but then the 2-1 push is going to be a little bit scarier, maybe because of the map architect. That's something you're willing to deal with.
Okay, he does see the robo just now finishing. Are we going to go for Reaver play here? I mean, that's Reaver play has worked before. The problem is that, you know, the Reaver play comes so much later.
I think he'll go Reaver.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I guess we just have to sit here and wait and see what Rain thinks he should do, going for his Observer first.
So far, nothing tech-wise that points us in any kind of direction as far as Protoss play here. I mean, you're always going to see an Observatory making when there's a robo here. I mean, no matter what, as long as the game goes on. And it is going to be a Reaver tech. Okay.
Yeah, and look at his building placement specifically. Once again, big nod towards the fact that Sharp just loves getting vultures in.
Yeah.
Ah, there we go, Tasteless.
Yep.
We see what he's doing. His third base will be the island, most likely.
Very cool.
Or it could be for his fourth base later on,
Oh, this
too.
is crazy!
Wow, that's
And
a big
he got
kill.
it!
Big kill.
Okay, this is actually really problematic right now for Sharp.
It is.
That's...
We don't even know if he's getting siege mode. You can still push this back with unsieged tanks.
right.
But that's an advantage for Rain right there. Sharp got his command center up so quickly, I don't think it's the biggest deal at the moment. It's just something to...
Oh my god, it's the NORAD too. It's been crashed there. Are there any survivors?
Not for long with that
No.
probe working on it.
Was Eddie behind this?
Maybe Eddie was the driver of the battle cruiser.
Yeah,
he's,
maybe
he's
Eddie,
in the
yeah.
way of your command
Yeah.
center. Okay, so there's the next tank. Finally, siege mode is finished up. Okay, so that will end the harassment. But the thing is, from here, Rain has to play some defense because normally there's two follow-ups to the gasless expand. One is dropship play, and the other one is getting a bunch of vultures out on the map for some control. So both those Sharp is good with, and Rain has to be very careful not to take damage from.
Okay, vultures coming up. And yeah, I don't think he's going to get much done here with this. Did he see the shuttle with the vultures?
I think he did, yeah, because it came from low ground. So as long as he was looking at him, he should have seen it. It's going to be a bit before he has his starport as his armory just finished up.
Right, right.
Third command center is going to be started here. And Sharp is playing very, very standard, which I think is fantastic with these two openers. If he just nails a 2-1 type of move, right?
Yeah.
Like a 2-1 maxed out timing push, he is going to be so strong at that moment compared to Rain.
It's the other NORAD too.
Is that the,
Is that, which one's the original one?
Name.
Yeah. Does it connect?
No.
All right. Well, I think from here it's going to be pretty comfortable for Ray to just macro up. We're going into what should be a long and drawn-out PVT.
Yeah, it does seem this way. And I think Sharp isn't going to do much attacking. You know, running around with some speed vultures or whatever.
Right.
But not until he's got his 2-1 and his max. Before then, it doesn't, you know, it just seems like his build is really optimized for that at the moment. Oh, carriers. Okay. I like it.
I did not expect that.
And this map is pretty good for them, in my opinion, because of that island expand.
Yeah, exactly. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
If you have an island on it, it's like, if you have mass carriers, like, they're never going to retake the island. All right, goodbye, NORAD 2.
And don't forget that the third base location, it has this kind of big high ground above it that you can utilize for carriers as well. And, of course, you know, attacking into main bases, they have to walk a very long way to get around into there to defend.
I think also just the way that carriers are so strong when comboed with a good ground army.
Yeah.
I mean, Rain loves to exploit that.
Especially when you have these high ground slips, right? If you can get Terran to not enter into your high ground space,
right,
that becomes super powerful. That's like something we see on Heartbreak Ridge a lot, for instance. You know, like, in fact, maybe it was even Rain versus Light where we saw him really abuse that, where he's just sitting high ground and Light has a sick army, but it's like, well, can't really come up.
Yeah.
You're going to attack uphill with Goliaths against my Dragoons? Go ahead, please. Help yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally gets his fourth started there on the island.
Yeah. And you have, like, you know, 1 or 2 cannons there. You know, carrier tech. the Terran could give up all of his SCVs and just have dropships full of Goliaths and still never reclaim that island.
That's true. In fact,
But you have 2 Terrans max out with dropships. I tell you what I do then. Are you ready? I put a Reaver there. Okay? There's
Yeah.
no way to take the island, Artosis.
There's
No
no
way.
way.
You let the Protoss have the island.
It's
And-
true. You
yeah.
actually, when you scout that they have an island and they're going carrier tech and they have like a speed shuttle and stuff. I mean, if they already have carriers out, I just look at that as a mined out base. I'm like,
Yeah, it's
okay,
just
we're
like,
just
well-
we're just waiting.
Yep.
It's like you never look at the Protoss and be like, I need to kill his main before he mines it out. No, you don't do that.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
It's you look at that and you say, okay, that's
Yeah.
fine. You know. That's good on you. You
Yeah.
you had a shuttle and
Yeah.
you dropped a probe there. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, that's your base.
I guess he'll let this one slide.
Yeah, looks like he wants to try to drop it.
No, he's
maybe.
crazy.
I mean, if you drop something there and kill probes, even if you don't kill the Nexus, that's an area where it's hard to get in and kind
Is
of
that a
recover
cannon
probes.
making?
Yeah, that's a cannon.
Okay.
But you're
Well-
right, he needs 2 cannons.
No, 2 cannons stops maxed out Terran army. There's nothing you can do.
100%.
It's impossible.
On top of ramps on Fighting Spirit, too.
These 2 cannons are
I'll
firing.
send 12 siege tanks with
Yeah,
2-1 over there.
yeah.
The 2 cannons will kill them all. Every single one of them.
Playing against Tasis, 2 Tasis cannons there.
Oh my
Terrans crying, dropships flying out of the sky and crashing. They're
Okay.
trying to reclaim the remains of the
God.
NORAD 2 that I killed with my probe. Not today.
Not today.
Tasis doesn't like
Get
to
outta here.
share.
By the way, he dropped 2 Dragoons off there. The dropship was going towards it, and he's like, you know what? Screw
Yeah.
it.
He was like, whoa! Whoa!
2
I'll never
Dragoons,
break
2
that.
cannons?
That's impossible.
It's impossible.
Maxed out Terran army, still just a game of chance trying to
The
reclaim
only
that
way
island.
to break that is Yamato cannon. That's the
Yeah,
only way to
exactly.
break that.
And we already know that they can't use that because the NORAD 2s are gone.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
You know that the NORAD 2 had to have a better Yamato cannon than a
That's
normal
why I always
battlecruiser.
rush a dropship here to drop an SCV to repair that thing.
Exactly, yeah. Terran can maybe like capture it like it's like with some army they've just been waiting to be saved.
That'd
Like
be
it's
amazing.
you got to put them towards the beacon and then
Yeah.
it goes whatever that sound effect is.
Yes, I know exactly the one.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting into the heavy macro zone of this game. We're going to be hitting maxed out armies in the next couple minutes. And
this
we'll
is
see what
fortunate.
Sharp wants to do. Because it's kind of on Sharp right now. Rain is doing something that will hit a critical mass that becomes incredibly hard to deal with. It's not that you can't deal with it. It just gets harder and harder and harder. So Sharp's, like, you got to think of TVP. Like, definitely games get into situations where it's just a crazy macro fest and late game or an early game scuffles with
Yeah.
micromanagement and stuff like that. But realistically, when you see someone go for 2-1 and 3
Yeah,
bases,
yeah.
then what you have turned the game into as a Terran is a timing attack game. You are literally just looking to do a crucial move
Yeah.
as you hit your 2-1 in your max. And if you don't do that, you're way behind. Oh, that's a
Ouch.
good pickoff.
Yeah, that's actually pretty bad. I didn't realize the shuttle was over there. So, Rain is getting to where he needs to be. Like you were saying earlier, Artosis. It's like Rain is, the longer Terran doesn't attack, the better it is for him. Uh-oh. Woo! It actually gets through. Oh, wow. You're actually going to get a lot of probe kills if he doesn't pull that away.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh,
What?
unless you miss your tag.
How did that happen?
It's a high ground.
Oh! Okay.
So you missed the tank attack. That happens. There could have been a lot of dead probes. too.
Yeah, could have been a lot.
Sad. Sad.
All right, we're going to get that fight going head-to-head. 4 carriers along with Dragoon Zealot Ground Army.
Yeah,
That's what Terran's +2 attack is done, right? Yeah, +2,
he's-
+1, yeah.
He's 2-1. Everything really hit on time. Very good job by him. And I mean, that's definitely a scary Terran army. But if Rain has Psy Storm already done, which it looks like he does, this is going to still be hard for Sharp to close this.
Yeah.
There's that Psy Storm.
Ugh.
Oh, he actually picked off at least one high top player.
Yeah.
I think I heard 2.
Yeah, I think he got 2, actually.
Yeah, that's good.
Is he going to just keep going? Does he have enough to really take this on? Keep in mind, if he actually gets up there and blocks off the place where the Dragoons are trying to leave, there's not much you can actually do about it. You know? I mean, he's going right for the heart.
Yeah. Well, he's got to attack uphill, and this is the issue that can be a little bit difficult here. That is a big group of Zealots being erased for almost 0, though. Rain, in this little choke, having a hard time.
I think Sharp is doing it, Artosis.
Amazing. He's playing it
He's just
so well.
Yeah, no, we need to see some storms, some good storms.
That's a good
Not
storm.
bad, right on those glass. I think the interceptor count is too low.
Yeah, he also lost so many Zealots. His Dragoons are taking all the damage.
Yeah, I don't think he can remake interceptors fast enough.
feels that way at the moment. Look at how many Goliaths are being made. He has plenty of siege tanks left over. I think Sharp's just going to kill him with this push. As long as he keeps reinforcing. That's a hard one to break.
The new Terran Banjo? Is he a banjo?
Yeah, we'll see about that.
See if he's a new Terran Banjo or not.
Starting to look like it a bit.
Oh, man. Oh! Look at this.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
He's just going to win this game.
Yeah.
Straight up, head-to-head. Do you think some of this just goes back to the start of this game? Where Sharp took that quick expand and the late scout there for Rain, he wasn't able to punish him in any way?
Yeah, certainly that's part of it. You know, that build order is really, really strong. He nailed this timing crazily well. And I think his positioning there was super good, too. The fact that he laid the mines on the left flank of high ground, and he pushed Rain out of position there. Rain had wasted a few units already. But then he basically, see that little choke right there where the tanks are siege?
Yeah.
That's too thin to attack through with Protoss, and he forced Rain to engage him there. So I think that Sharp just had mastery of the terrain of this map. It was fantastic.
Oh my God, he didn't even get the tank. How many interceptors died because of that? Okay, I think Rain's rally points are now messed up, Artosis.
Oh, for sure, you're right about that.
By the way, if you
No, that's a scouting High Templar taste.
if you get to the point where you're on top of their rally, it is so hard for the Protoss. They have to go back and reset all that. It's really mechanically demanding. Well, I think it's going to be 3-0, guys. Again, it's a best of 7, so Sharp is not the champion until he wins 4 games. But I mean, wow.
4 and then 4 more.
Yeah,
Be the champion.
yeah. The king of kings.
Yeah.
Look at this. I never thought I'd see Rain get manhandled like this in a PvP over and over again. I always regarded him as the guy who could definitely take a game off of anybody. Like nobody. But then, you know, we saw this happen again with Janon last season.
Dude, that is true. He got 4-0'd as well. That's actually a really good point.
We thought that Rain was going to win the whole thing, and then Janon just Hulk smashed him. And then last Hulk smashed Janon.
There was a lot of Hulk smashing.
There was a lot of Hulk smashing, and in the end, it
punching.
turned out that last was he was the Thanos or whatever.
He was the Thanos or whatever.
Thanos, I don't know.
I don't really tell you watch that movie.
I haven't seen it. I think I get the gist, you know.
Yeah. Rain's still fighting as hard as he can here.
This is a horrible feeling to Protoss.
Yeah.
You're just losing so much. You know the angle sucks for you.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get all of your army out like that.
It's just if he could just get those siege tanks, he would bust this very, very
You know what?
quickly.
This is payback, though, for what he did to that NORAD 2 on the island. I'll say that much, you know.
That's a big carrier count. You think there's any chance he can come back from this? Any?
I don't think so.
I don't either.
Because at this point in time, all that Sharp has to do is make Goliaths. And you're going to get to this number where the interceptors just disappear.
Yeah, look, this is building all these turrets as well. It's so tough. Like, I mean, there's still a lot of supply for Rain. He's still got some economy too.
Sharp can also continue to expand around the map. See what's happening in the bottom right. One thing about carriers that cannot be emphasized enough is that they're only going to be in one place at a time. So a player who's just going to gobble up every part of the map, the carriers can't really do that much about it.
That was a good storm right there. If he could just pick off these tanks, his ground army might be able to help him with the Goliaths. So he's trying so hard to kill these tanks.
Yeah, another carrier goes down.
My God. Another carrier goes down.
I can't believe we are seeing a 3-0 so far. This is so crazy. GG. Damn. The crowd is going crazy. No one can believe it.
Well, Sharp is playing out of his mind
It's
right
the yoga,
now.
man.
Yeah.
It's the yoga.
That one I don't
now
even...
listen, on this, before everybody get into child's pose, okay? Everybody get down there.
I don't know your yoga talk.
Master Sharp, he's going to be, what's a really hard yoga pose? Warrior 2? I don't know any of my yoga I don't know my yoga jokes, guys. I didn't come prepared today.
I'm going to stay in your lane, Tasis.
Yeah.
Listen, this game, I think that Sharp just did a fantastic job, and Rain had a hard time. I don't fault him for his choice of strategy. Maybe a couple of the engagements he could have taken a bit better when Sharp was coming across the map, but, I mean, that's a hard one to fault him for. Sharp got a fantastically quick expansion up. Rain had no real way to do any damage. He kind of like the build orders didn't line up perfectly. It wasn't terrible for Rain. It's just Sharp played monster mode.
Yeah. monster punched him to the moon, Artosis.
Monster punched
what
him
he
to
did.
the moon.
Wow.
That's what happens sometimes.
Yeah. I am now having a really hard time imagining Rain taking the series.
Nah,
I mean,
I
Sharp
can
is
still imagine
looking
it.
so strong, especially in that last game when we see that any of the early game Protoss shenanigans that Protoss has loved to throw out against a Terran at the start. I mean, if you just leave Sharp alone, he is a beast.
Yeah.
He completely bulldozes his way across the map.
Well,
with
he's
Crush.
just getting so good in every aspect of his
Yeah.
play. I mean, you look at him a year ago, he's just the aggressive Terran. He's a top 10 Terran in the world for sure. He's the
Yeah.
aggressive Terran. He's kind of fun to watch him play because he can take maps off everyone, but he's not stable. He's added so much stability to his play. We saw he maxed super fast with that build. He nailed his upgrades. He's harassing during it. He's just looking really strong at the moment.
I don't even know what Rain's supposed to do. I mean, I think Rain could definitely try to steal a win or two here, but man, winning 4 games in a row from here, I think Rain's probably pretty demoralized
I mean,
at this point in time.
You know, they named it after his race doing that, right? He just needs to pro-toss him,
I see.
right? So if he starts pro-tossing him, there's still a shot. But it's looking grim right now.
But
What
to
is the
that,
map?
Sharp says, namaste, more like Namastarcraft. Oh, benzene. All right, we got the map that sounds like a medication.
Okay, benzene. What do you do as Rain? It is a 2-player map. You can do something like a gas seal
Does
again.
Eddie have a prescription for benzene, all right?
That's so stupid.
I feel like we need to take all these map names and make a sentence. Heartbreak Ridge Aztec in the way of an Eddie Benzene. Can you come up with a sentence using all these words?
That was a sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, so benzene. Yeah, I'm not sure what Rain's plan is going to be here. what is he going to do to win this game, Tasteless? Does he start cheesing? Or is that too predictable?
Hell yeah, he cheeses.
Is it time?
That's what we do, Artosis. We Protosses, when we're in doubt, start making stuff in the middle of the map. You start doing all-ins.
That's.
You start taking the gas. You play with no honor.
I think that could be the way to do it. I'm not 100% sure. On Sharp's side of things, I'm not sure what he wants to do on benzene specifically. Like, I was thinking of what maps. Like, if it was Fighting Spirit or Circuit Breakers,
Yeah.
I would just want to see him do like a 2-pack now. Just mix that in,
Yeah.
right? Try to get Rain while he's down. But benzene, you can't really do something like that so easily. So. Maybe a Nexus first? I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, at this point in time, keep in mind, Sharp actually, he's got such a lead, he could just do some kind of crazy all-in himself. Be like, I don't know, let's try this one out.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just it's so
wouldn't
hard.
fault him at all for doing that.
Absolutely.
Just proxy some racks or something. Screw it, man. Let's do it.
All right, guys, we're going into game number 4, Rain versus Sharp. Let's do this.
It's Rain in the bottom left. Looks like you may want to steal a gas.
Do it, Rain. Embrace the
Sharp
dark
top
side.
left.
Namaste. Another big cheer here in the audience.
All right, probe.
Everybody's doing their different yoga poses. All right, rolling out their yoga mats right now for Yogi Master Sharp.
You know what? Is this a proxy gate? I thought it was going to be an offensive gas. But
You can't see it right now, but Sharp has one leg over his head. And he's just confidently playing. Okay.
what an interesting spot for a proxy gate. That will not be scouted by an SCV.
I do not think it will. I think you are right about that.
That is just, there is not a scout pattern that can go through there because you will get to your opponent's base before you check that many spots.
So he's going
Okay,
for, oh, hold on.
that is such a quick SCV. He might just be doing a 4-11 racks.
Oh, wow, yeah. He puts this right out here. Hold on.
That's going to make it so much harder to hold
What if he
against
actually
proxy
finds
gates.
this?
So he scouted the initial area where you see proxy gates sometimes. Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry,
just
what
a
did he make the gate
4-11.
on?
9 or 10.
Was that on? Okay.
Is he making a second gate? Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
There's a build that you can do with Protoss where you make one gate.
Oh my God, he's going command center first. That's what he's doing. He looked at all the normal proxy locations, and he's going command center first. I can't believe this. So this is as hard a counter as you can see. We're about to have a 2.5 minute game. A Zealot's going to walk up there, and Sharp, I think, might just leave the game.
Well, sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble. And what happens when you have two gambles against each other?
It's a gamble.
Exactly. So, look at this. Right now, Rain's so happy. He's like, oh, my gamble paid off.
It's about time. It's about time that I get a free win.
Yeah.
A build order victory.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is all.
Can you imagine if you lost, though, as Terran doing this?
I can see Sharp's face. I'm going to watch it
let's
so close.
Let's
see.
The moment where he realizes there's no justice in the world.
Oh, my God. Where is this?
He was like,
where is this?
If I get to the final, he's like, oh, you're kidding me.
No, he just sits there.
He's
All right. Well, I mean, this
he's
is
keeping us cool.
This
He's
is
focusing on the
impossible
breath.
to
Okay.
stop, by the way, guys.
When you're getting rushed, you got to make sure you focus on the breath. Okay. But this command center's never going to finish.
And this is actually literally impossible to hold. No, but you could put Flash, Sharp, Mind, Last,
Artosis.
everyone on one team, and they would not be able to stop that with that build. It's
Wow.
just dead.
Wow.
Okay, that was fast and furious.
What are you going to do when your gamble is countered by my gamble?
Yeah, what are you going to do then?
Yeah. But
Bro.
it made sense for Sharp to try that, though, because it's like he's so far up, just making a quick command center. If Rain doesn't punish that, it's really hard to recover.
Oh, you're so right. I love that he took that gamble and yeah,
Yep.
and
Say
try
it
to make
twice.
something out of it. I totally agree with you on this, Faceless. You know, you're ahead 3-0. Screw it.
Yeah.
Mix in just something totally risky, whether it's an attack or a greed.
YOLO, right? You know what I'm saying? Guys, we're going to go to game number 5 in a little bit, but first, a commercial break. Don't go away.
자, 경기가 시작됐고요. 김성현 선수도 분명 이 시점까지 오는 동안에 와, 진짜 도전이 거세구나라는 것을 공감할 거예요. 지금도 질 뻔했습니다. 뭐 결과는 이겼습니다만, 자, 한두열 선수 과연 뭐라고 지금 정말 심호흡 한번 하고, 그렇죠, 그런 게 필요해요.
아무래도
네.
멘탈 관리가 지금은
그럼요, 제일
첫 번째인 것 같습니다. 한두열
예,
선수
예,
입장에서는 아무래도 1세트에서 본인도 알았을 거예요. 다 잡았다라는 경기를 내줬기 때문에
예.
지금은 멘탈을 잘 추스려야겠죠.
뭐랄까요? 타이트하게 하기보다는 부유하게
그렇죠.
예, 그렇게 하는 심리가 있기 때문에 김성현 선수가
오,
그걸 좀
노스포
노렸는데
아, 제대로 적중인데요, 이러면. 와, 그리고 오버로드까지 잡히면 이거 난리 납니다.
야.
예, 빨리 저 우주로 가야죠.
는 아닐 것 같아요.
자, 노스포닝 플스 예측이.
근데 지금 한두열 선수도 오버로드로 봤음에도 불구하고 그냥 노스포 사면 합니다. 안 돼. 와, 이거
4.
와, 이거는 잡혔으면 정말 그냥
죽다 살았죠.
예, 끝날 뻔했습니다.
근데 이거 드론이 생각보다 많이 잡힐 것 같은 게요.
네.
힘이 들죠?
오버로드가 저기 나가 있으면 미네랄이라도 찍겠는데 지금 미네랄 찍을
그렇죠.
공간이
찍을
없어요.
공간이 없어요.
드론이 원래 미네랄을 찍어서 쭉 이제 타고 들어가서 마린들이랑 싸워줘야 되는데 지금은 미네랄 찍을 공간이 안 나와서 이거 그냥 어택 땅으로 싸워야 되거든요.
근데 이거
무빙
김성현 선수도 이러면서 그냥 더블이거든요. 원원원이 아니라.
들어 하나.
자, 3기까지 잡혔나요 지금? 3기.
와,
컨트롤.
너무 많이
와,
잡히네요.
좀 많이 잡히네요.
김성현.
이게 확실히
와,
미네랄 찍을 공간이 없다 보니까 네 네, 지금 드론도 많이 잡혔고 김성현은 이러고
더블.
네, 커맨드 날려서 앞마당에 냅두고 더블. 이거 옛날에 원어런 나오기 전에 많이 쓰던 빌드 아니겠습니까?
예.
뭐 라만차라든지 이런 맵에서도 자주 사용됐었고 투원 같은 경우에서도 뭐 7시 이런 데서 진짜 자주 나왔던 전략이기 때문에 근데 여기서 한별 선수는 지금 문제가 뭐냐면요.
예.
드론 잡힌 거는 좋다 이거예요. 아무래도 해처리가 3개니까 좋다 이건데 지금 원어넌인지
그렇죠.
더블인지 아예 모르는 게
네.
한별 선수에게는 지금 진짜 머리 아픈 일입니다. 그리고 파이어벳 2기가 껴있기 때문에 이거 저울링으로 뭐 잡아먹으려고 야 한별 선수
네, 지금 어려운 와중에 사실 할 수 있는 다양한 어떤 시도 하고 있는 건데 일단
네.
방향은 좋아요.
파이어벳이
파이어벳이 4개인데 좀 압박인 게
스팀만 제때 잘 먹으면 파이어벳이
자.
4개라서 일어나야지.
근데
저못
좀
일어나요.
애매하죠,
파이어벳
지금.
이렇게 무섭죠.
지금
자,
그래도
엄버로
파이어벳을
역시 파이어벳 4기라서
파이어벳이 4기예요.
저글링이 살살 녹습니다. 4킬 순식간에 4킬.
그래도 말이 바이오닉 많이 줄이.
파이어벳 또 나와요.
자, 파이어벳
파이어벳이 총 8개.
6개.
6개.
이제 6 됐죠.
네, 그만큼 이제 한별 선수 테크트리가 느린 거를 봤으니까 저글링도 많이 나왔겠다. 한별한테는 한별식대로.
뜨거운 맛을 보여줍니다. 자, 저글링 다시 나오겠습니다. 히데로와 함께. 다시 한번 방문 내려봤던 저글링 3마리.
네.
이제 팩토리 테크.
김성현 선수는 정말 안전하게 하죠. 그냥 변수 없게끔.
지금은
네.
안전하게만 하면은 사실 변수가
네.
없기는 해요.
네.
완벽하게 막아야지만 경기를 잡을 수가 있는데 이거 그냥 앞마당 뒤에 가서 마린 슬쩍 내려놓고
어딜 가도 됩니다. 사실 이 병력으로 시선만
돌아다녀도
끌어도 되고
돼요, 이걸로.
그냥
쓱
네.
유람 다니고 있습니다.
어차피 스컬지가 와 이거 내리면서
아, 승계 드랍하네요.
야
네, 커맨 센터 먹혔다 이거예요.
아. 자, 완전히 코너에 몰려있는 한두열 선수 펀치를 퍼붓고 있는 김성현 선수입니다.
투가스 상태에서 계속 병력을 지어짜내고 있는 한듀얼이라서 이 병력 갖고 빨리 몰아내고 추가적인 멀티를 가져가야 되는데
지금 김성현 선수의 생각은 말려 죽이자예요.
커맨드를 먹어 날려 죽이겠다. 자,
이제
방위력까지.
이거 싸우죠.
김성현이
싸우죠.
김성현이 좋은 싸움 정말 김성현은 얄밉게도 사실 이런 싸움도 저그가 좀 해줘야 테란 입장에서 받아줘야 병력이 좀 변수가 생기고
밸런스가
추가적으로
많고.
밸런스를 맞출 수 있는 추가 멀티를 가져가는데 계속 저글링만 갉아먹고 빼고 저글링만 갉아먹고 빼고
인구수 보세요.
네.
44 대 107. 야, 진짜 영리해요.
네, 계속
저걸링 갉아먹고
이득 보는 싸움만을
예, 많이
해주고 컨트롤도 안 합니다. 그냥 베슬로
이레디.
넓고 잡아주고
지우고.
네, 이러고 이제 한달 선수는 3가스를 사실 먹기 위한 움직임인데 먹지도 못하고요.
네.
계속해서 러커는 다 잡히고 그리고 계속 마린 메딕과 베슬로 러커와 소모전만 해줘도 한별 선수는 가스가 없어서 사실 나올 수 있는 게 저글링밖에 없습니다.
저글링만 보이고 있습니다. 실제로.
그렇기 때문에 지금 또 GG
지지 한두열 선수 지지선언 스코어는 2대 0까지 흘러가고 있습니다. 자, 이렇게 되면
What's up? We're back. Going into Game 5 now. Is Rain beginning the comeback? Or was that last game just a fluke and Sharp's going to close it out?
Oh, I don't think it's a fluke. It's Rain. I mean, you can't expect him taking games off anyone to be a fluke.
Right.
Obviously, it was a hard counter build order, but he
Right.
pro-tossed him, right? Was I not talking about that? That's
did
what
it.
he needed to do.
He did it. But I mean, the thing is, you go up for Fast Command Center, you are guaranteed to lose to several different types of things.
very
And that's
true.
one of them. I mean,
Proxy gate. You're
the proxy
dead.
gate was not an attempt to hard counter Command Center first. You can actually get in there with the Zealots and just
Yeah.
start to do damage to Marines, try to get SCVs, slow them down. But then he gets there and he goes, oh, I'm going to win. I've already won, actually.
Yeah.
Like, just go.
Sharp
start,
is the one that took huge risk.
Stop the, kill the SCVs, and your Zealots always beat Marines early on, unless you have some kind of terrain that you can
Yeah.
manipulate.
Just
So-
unfathomable micro and something
Yeah.
to run through, and then maybe you'll be able to get it. But Yeah, that was a tough one for Sharp.
This is still a long road, though, for Rain here. He has to win 3 more games
In a row.
One of the reasons why Sharp manages, well, I should say, elects to try out a CC at first is because he is so far ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not scouted, he like wins so easily.
Well, it's like the last game, but much more. So, anyways, Roadkill is going to be our next map. Looks like that's what Sharp wanted to go for. Interesting. Roadkill as opposed to Circuit Breakers. So that means Circuit Breakers and Fighting Spirit will be our last 2 maps, if we get there. But first, Rain has to get another win here with Roadkill. Do you think that he should continue cheese? Should he back it up into some macro play?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's a tough one, right? In best of 7s especially, it's like, God, that's a lot of games.
It is.
Well, you know, I don't know.
You know, well, I guess we'll see what he opens with, but I have some ideas.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that you start randomizing your play a little bit.
Okay.
Getting a little bit more aggressive. The defensive play clearly hasn't worked. Sharp has worked on his mechanics so heavily. I think that you bust out your Protoss, 13-sided die, Tasteless.
Yeah.
And
how does that look? A 13-sided die.
Well, we non-Protoss players don't know. Right? It's just it's like here are the 13 different all-ins that I can do.
Yeah.
And you roll the die. The thing is, what Protoss players don't realize is it's actually just an unsolved Rubik's Cube, so it just has like a regular amount of 6 sides. But they're like pretty sure it's a 13-sided magical die because each of them have one and it's a different color. Because like none of them can solve it. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Whatever. I don't know how you're getting your builds from that.
All right, guys, our game is ready to go. Rain versus Sharp. Right now, Sharp up with a 3-1 lead. Rain needs to bring a comeback, or it's going to be Sharp in his first major finals.
Rain in the top, middle, 12 o'clock.
Matching his chair.
We do that on purpose.
Yeah. You don't believe me? It's a blue chair.
Different
blue
shades
shirt.
of blue, to be fair.
Yes. Another big cheer in the audience.
Sharp, of course, over at 9 o'clock. So I would say, I mean, not a big positional thing, but the back of the main of Sharp is pointed towards Rain. We haven't seen that matter yet, but Rain hasn't played too aggressively yet. He's kind of sat back and tried. And the thing is, I actually don't fault Rain for the way that he's been playing tonight. Because I came into tonight pretty certain that what he should do would be to, kind of sit back, play those longer macro games, and outdo Sharp.
Yeah.
And I think that against the previous Sharp, the Sharp that we've known for many, many years, that would absolutely have worked out for him. And he should have been able to win like that, I think. But Sharp, his base skill has gone so much higher lately.
Yeah.
That it doesn't seem like this is any longer a complete option against him. It's like you don't want to do that against Last and Flash, but now maybe we can add Sharp to that list.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you look at the way Game 3 went, it's like, oh my God. He's like just so good.
Oh. Doing a 10-10-10 Tasteless.
Oh, yeah.
This is a good build for a map like this where you have the low ground main base.
Yeah.
If your opponent expands too quickly, so basically what you're doing, right, is you're stalling out your SCV production a little bit for quicker gas and quicker barracks. This will allow you a quicker factory as well. Then you're going to be making a lot of Marines. 1 to 3 siege tanks. No one does this build that much anymore, but I think it's generally 2 siege tanks that people like, and mines. And what you can do, if you can bully the Protoss down the ramp, you basically have won the game because you have mines up a ramp with siege tanks and Marines, and you kill their Nexus.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty all right in
Pretty
that
all right.
situation. Now, you have to micro it basically perfectly because you've cut some of your own economy. You're not going to have a very fast command center at all. So you must get over there and get your damage done.
Okay. We have the probe moving out now. Trying to do a little bit of scouting. I'm trying to remember. I think if he gets the Marine up at the ramp, like there's no way that you're going to immediately identify that this is a a quicker Rex, right?
What you're going to be able to identify is the speed of the factory.
Okay.
So with the speed of the factory, you can look at that and be like, oh, wow, that shouldn't be that far along, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think he's going to get in there.
He has a Zealot
Yeah.
coming, so he should be able to get in.
Look at that critter's stuck. His
actually
head's stuck
sense
in
it?
that wedge.
Yeah, gosh.
Hey, he's
The
going to end
Zerg
up like
might-
roadkill, man. There he is. Look at him. He can't move.
He was a Dragoon in another life.
He's having a seizure. Somebody help him. Look,
I
his
can't
friend
believe
over there.
this-
His friend's going to come help him. Look at that. His friend's like, what is wrong with you, man? Get out
Help
of there.
him!
Yeah.
Help me!
Help me. I can't control my body.
I can't believe that Zealot's just sitting right there.
Yeah.
Oh! Rain at his second gate.
Yeah.
That is so big, fellas. That's such a big deal for Rain right now.
Yeah, this is huge.
And as long as that's a goon on the ramp, which, yeah, it looks like it is, you can't 100% tell that this is 2-gate yet. There's still this window of time for Rain to make this Nexus for the next 20 seconds or so, which would be a fine timing for you to still hit this, but with just 2-gate goons being made,
Yeah, if you have mass dragoons, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like you're going to be fine. Usually the Protoss gets punished because they're trying to get too greedy, right? They're trying to get other Nexus.
that Zealot's so hilarious. But yeah.
Hold on. He's moving out. Now, the Zealot's not here with the army. I want to point this out.
He's fine.
The Zealots, it's actually very important the Zealot is with the army. Oh,
Yeah,
this
he
is
sees
actually
this
getting a little bit
moving out.
weird. Oh my god, he's going to pounce on the tank.
Yeah, this is gigantic. If he can kill that tank, it's so big. Oh my god, this is bad news for Sharp right now. But I
God,
think there's a Dragoon in the top left that's being chased.
Yeah, there's something up there.
Yeah.
He's going to get this one Dragoon. Now, the Vulture's going to try to run by. If the Vulture doesn't get inside, then... Oh!
What a big kill.
That's huge.
Okay, so he's going to lay some defensive mines.
Right.
So there is some counterplay here still, but with that Zealot out, he can tank 2-3 mines pretty easily, which means the Dragoons might take the top of his ramp. When you've lost the top of your ramp on these reverse main maps against 2-gate range goon, needless to say that it is not a good situation for you. In fact,
This
he
has
just
just
gets in the
gotten
main.
so weird.
Yeah.
All right. I'm liking this for Protoss, guys. You're not going to be that afraid of those Marines over here when you have 3 Dragoons inside your base, especially if you can start to snipe these mines. Oh, he's so good.
So good.
He's so good.
Wow, sniping
Okay.
those mines is so
Got
big.
it. One of these Dragoons surrounded, but he does manage to get it out. That's not going to do anything. GG! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Crazy. There you go, man. The unsolved Rubik's Cube strikes again. The 2 gates in his main. Rain's doing it, boys.
Okay.
Playing Protoss how God intended.
All right. We got to go to, game 6 now.
Yes,
This is like
we're
two-
going into either Fighting Spirit or Circuit Breakers, and so
Oh, man.
we're getting into the ultimate standard type maps here. And I feel like a 2-fact has to come out, especially the way that he's been randomizing
I
his
like your
builds.
point. I like your point here.
We should be coming upon that. Look at that. We've seen a gasless expand. We've seen Sharp's version of FD. We've seen Command Center first. We've just seen so many different builds from him already.
Yeah.
That it's just like he's trying to be 100% unpredictable. But if you're 100% unpredictable, that makes you predictable. Unless you have an unsolved Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
You can never tell what that thing's going to do.
You
oh,
just
man.
don't know.
Oh,
Man. Well, what map is going to be picked? Circuit Breakers?
I don't know which one he wants. I think I would
It's-
go with
it's-
Fighting Spirit and do a 2-fact. I think that is a really quality move here.
I almost feel like the 2-fact might be too predictable. Because, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Too predictable, do you say?
Oh, yeah. You see what I did there? It's 2 factories, and I asked
I
you the word
actually
two
didn't see that, but
I didn't see it either. But then you put it out, so I'm like, oh, okay. Let's
I didn't
talk
actually
about.
point out.
We
just see patterns where there's no patterns, so that's fine.
Okay. Can Rain actually do this? Can he tie this up? It looks. I mean, by the way, Sharp, I guarantee you, is starting to panic in his head. It's like, uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Rain has won multiple championships. Sharp has never won one.
Right.
And he knows that he is hitting these new levels
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, it seems to me, especially when Rain got that one win on Benzene and we went to a commercial, I'm like, oh, that's perfect for him. That was not even a hard win. That was just a free win, commercial break, collect yourself. You're already a multiple tournament champion.
Right.
Okay, I think that Rain is starting to hit his stride right now, hit his zone. And Sharp, let's see what he brings out.
Okay. Fighting Spirit is the map. Let's see if Artosis is right. Maybe he does go for the 2 factory here.
Let's go 1 base.
But, you know, there's so much stuff that Protoss can do on this map as well, you know? There's a lot of different plays
for sure.
and stuff here.
There's a lot of great ways to play this map, man. Like, you can do all sorts of different strategies, like denying the 3rd base. You can rush up to Arbiter quickly.
Oh, yeah.
You can do, like, hard counter builds. You don't generally want to proxy because it's easy to scout because it's in the center, being a 4-player map.
Right.
I mean, there's a big range on both sides here of what we might see.
Sharp is so close. He just needs one more win. If he could just pull off what he's already done. And Rain, I mean, this momentum that he has going for him.
Yeah.
He wins this, it's just one more victory.
Yeah. 2 in a row turns into 3 in a row very quickly.
That's right. Okay, guys, Game 6 is loaded up. Let's do this. Rain versus Sharp. So it's cross spawns here. Rain in the upper right and Sharp in the bottom left.
Okay. Yeah, the cross spawns. That's kind of cool. See, that's what we're dealing with.
Here we go. Big cheers once again. This audience very consistent.
Yeah,
People continuing to cheer for Sharp. Yeah.
If I was Rain, I'd be kind of insulted.
Yeah, I'd be like, guys, come on.
Guys, what else can I do? I'm a champion of both the games. Like,
Yeah. I've done something that, you know, we just never thought we'd see before.
yeah.
You guys want the guy who does a lot of yoga to win. I don't understand this. What did I do wrong? What did I do to you guys?
So, all right. I'm very excited to see what builds they open up with. It's like such a fun part of the game to
Yeah.
see, okay, what did you guys think up? Because, you know, you have that couple minutes in between games. You're definitely thinking about what you want to open with.
Right.
Whether you want to open very standard and play reactive or have a preset build order. You know, there's a lot of things to take into consideration.
So no scout after gateway here from Rain. So,
Possibly once again with that greedy play.
yeah, the blind play.
Yeah.
It is funny how much of a difference one worker makes in StarCraft. I mean,
Dude, it is.
I know that some of you guys are watching thinking, is it really worth it to not scout right away? I mean, it's just one worker. It's like, oh man, no, it adds up to be a lot.
One worker, even for one worker's duration, changes build orders. Like,
and tremendously.
I know how my economy feels if I scout on 13 or 14. It's just different. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, it's when do you fit your depot in now? And when can you fit your marine? All these things really make a difference. And, you know, this is part of the reason why there is such a skill discrepancy. Oh my God.
Discrepancy?
Discrepancy, thank you, Tasteless. Within. Ooh, he's hiding that pylon. That's a hidden pylon. Anyways, within StarCraft, right? Because if you're just good at making your workers and getting them to mine right away, you will actually, if you get to be a pro level at that, you'll be better than basically everyone. You can be almost bad at everything else, but like, you have so much money. It's
Right.
just like, it's insane that mining is much different in this game than in StarCraft 2.
Okay, so the probe has been coming out now. This is a scout where you really don't get to find out what's going on for a while. It is, from what we can see here, since we can see both sides' perspective, it's one SCV and gas.
Yeah, and it's a completely standard-looking expansion build. Now, Sharp is actually scouting both the other mains, so that hidden pylon might actually not equate to anything. He may not even get a scout of it, so it's kind of a cool thing that Rain added in, because if you do get to the base, you are going to look for pylons and count them, and you know, based on when you get there, you're going to be like, oh, you should have 2 pylons or 3 pylons. But at this point, probably won't do much. 2 Marines, very standard to see right now. Oh, he's added SCVs back on gas. Now, this doesn't 100% mean that he is going for a starport or a second factory. Like, I think he's still going to make the command center and maybe go for a siege expand.
Okay.
But it can be
This
something
is
like
gonna
a
be
starport
CC right over here.
Yeah. Okay. So the command center comes up. Oh yeah, and actually that timing that he put the SCVs back was not actually that big a deal. Now that I'm actually looking at it. Anyways.
No, we still don't know what exactly Rain's going to do. He hasn't shown us anything yet.
Yeah.
He can give us some kind of direction here. We're basically waiting to see, okay, he's going to get a quick Nexus here, but still we don't know what kind of tech it's going to be. Could be going into Reaver. That's very trendy right now.
And Sharp hasn't actually gotten to get any real scouting off. And this can be a scary moment for the Terran player. Because if you do not see the Nexus, then, well, the thing is you get to decide, right? You can play StarCraft however you want. You can say, I don't think you're going DTs, and you can get no detection. But then if they went DTs, you've auto-lost the game.
Exactly, and you're going to be kicking yourself.
Yeah. So that makes it tough. I think this is Mines probably that he's getting, just because this is a little bit scary, right? He hasn't scouted the Nexus. Now, maybe he'll be able to with this SCV going back.
It's actually a Robo coming up here, which means it should still continue to be a very typical TVP.
See that eBay?
I saw that eBay Artosis.
That is not a good sign.
Yeah.
He's getting Mines and eBay, so this shows that he is completely unsure of what Rain is doing. That Rain's simply getting a slightly later Nexus. It was not even late, at like 4 minutes after he chased the SCV away that he knew would come check. I mean, all this adds up hugely.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal here. Rain definitely so far has navigated this very gracefully in the early game here. And we see turrets coming down here as Sharp is starting to engage in a very defensive posture. When in fact nothing is coming here from Rain at all. Rain, in fact, Rain went for the most milquetoast opener you can do. Basically, he went
absolutely
3-gate Dragoon with observers. I mean, this is like
the most milquetoast build.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. It's just like
it's probably the best.
It's like it's the most conservative. Like,
yeah, he's not cheating at all. He's not being greedy.
He's not cutting corners.
He's completely safe. But you can see look, 2 turrets and an eBay is 275 minerals.
Yes.
Okay, that is your academy and your natural gas and half of an SCV.
Yeah.
And you've lost mining time on building 3 buildings. Like, these are all important things at this level of play that we're watching right now.
So,
look at that. He's still preparing for
drops.
He's
He's still bracing for impact, but there's nothing coming.
The thing is, you kind of have to do it.
I want to point this out, though. This doesn't mean that Sharp is going to lose this game.
Oh, no.
It just means that Sharp has really been misled here by Rain. Or he's second-guessing himself.
Yeah.
It's like he's playing almost too conservatively because he knows he just needs to win a game.
Thing is, against this build, if you can kind of figure out, if you can feel out what this build is, then suddenly you can kind of play a little bit more greedy. He could have his second gas up already. He could be getting ready to start his third command very, very quickly here. He could have mines and vultures out on the map a little bit more. He could have already scanned a few times because he could have gotten the academy instead of the engineering bay. It really does make quite a bit of difference. Now, you should expect his third command center to start really soon regardless. But look at this. Rain getting a scout here. He's like,
yes.
The small thing I did worked well.
Rain right now twirling his mustache, pulling his cape over. I mean, he is just all going according to plan.
Yeah. So from here, Sharp really should be starting his third command and just kind of getting ready for that. Rain almost undoubtedly will go right into Arbiters from here.
By the way, guys, if you wanted to copy a build, like just an all-around good build for Protoss, this is what Rain's doing.
Exactly what Rain is
doing.
doing.
This is like the first build you would have to learn in this matchup, basically.
Yes. This is the like, it's good against everything, basically.
Yeah. You will die to 2 factory if you're not careful, but I mean, other than that,
no, that's about it, though.
In fact, I think the 2 factory play became popular because of this. Because this was like the build that Protoss has said, this is probably the best, safest. It allows me to still tech in any direction I want.
Just the fast nexuses in general can be a bit weak to it. Now look at this. Rain has actually split his goons into 2 groups here. He's going to just start to break through. He runs in that mine. That was a beautiful move.
Oh my god, what about this mine over here?
Oh my God, he's
my
just
God.
diving on the tanks, man.
Yeah,
Just
he's just
diving
going
in.
ham. Oh my God, he needs to kill that tank.
That landed racks just ruined this rush.
Yeah, now there's observers going into turrets.
Yeah, this
Oh
is,
my God, my eyes. Oh, okay, he's killed him. Can he actually rush up the ramp? I mean, I don't see any more tanks here. Goliaths are not going to fare well.
Yeah, just killing the units is good enough.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I know we just saw this kind of get bungled a little bit by Rain, but
Yeah.
he's done enough damage with this that he is even further ahead right now.
yeah.
He's slowing down that third base. He's killed off important siege tanks and Goliaths that don't want to be replaced right now. The factory count is not that high.
Is he actually going to dive on the tank again? Yeah. I mean, this is very easy to take out here with this many Dragoons. He just needs to not die to these mines. He needs to target down these mines.
Oh, good micro right there.
Yeah, and so far he's done an excellent job. Now here's the thing, you can lose the game from here as Terran. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
There's enough Dragoons just sniping stuff.
Oh, he's screwed, man. He
Yeah.
canceled his third command center. This is really
Oh my
bad
God,
for
and there
Sharp.
wasn't even anything attacking there
This is
right
incredibly
away.
bad.
So this is, oh, Sharp.
I don't know if he has his science facility done or not, but he's got 800 gas, right? He's finished +1. His build order does not flow together right now at all.
Yeah.
I want to name a way in which he has something good going for him, but there isn't one.
The comeback mechanics in StarCraft 1 are always there, but
Yes.
basically on paper there should be no way to win this. Having the third canceled, losing all your tanks early on like that, and then Protoss is taking into Arbiter. It's like, when will you ever get a third base? And so he's making the CC in his main now.
You see how late that starport is as well?
Mm-hmm.
So his 2-1 upgrades are forever away.
Yeah.
His dropship harassment is forever away. In fact, I don't think he'll get any off. Like, Rain is going to be able to max out. He can probably just kill him and not let him get a third. Like, he can probably kill him at the third base, basically, and just deny that forever.
He'll just have so much, he'll just
Yeah.
run over everything.
Just
And
run right over it.
still waiting for that Arbiter to start making.
Man.
It's tricky too because it's easy for Protoss to get a fourth base set up here, which is what he's trying to do. You come up into this location at the top center. There's no easy place for Terran to push because they're in cross spots. And taking the 12 o'clock expansion is just—it's so strong.
Yeah. It's you know, when you start getting up on that fourth base and then the fifth, it's like Terran just has to start killing things. That's when Protoss hits this range where they can just start running into your army over and over.
It gets this. It looks ridiculous too.
You really want to only fight against one more base, and that's when you feel comfortable as a Terran, right? They have one more base, and you're like, okay, I can fight this. So that third base being taken. Rain is moving out on the map with his units now. There's just so little. Wow, the barracks burnt down.
Oh, did it?
Either that or he accidentally attacked it. Yeah, but look how many units he has, like we were talking about. I think he's just going to roll them over.
Yeah. It's funny because you would think this could never work, right? You see all these siege tanks and siege modes, mines set up. When you have this much, look at that, even get an observer speed here. He's just going to run this right through. And I don't think he can survive this. The funny thing is, all these mines that were here to try to help save him earlier on are gone. I mean, they're actually, well, they're being used basically to wipe out the Terran army.
Yeah. All right, so this is a good kill move from Rain. I think it was a good choice as well. There's no reason to get into the Arbiters, really, and try to play that long game. You give your opponent more opportunity to come back. Really just nailed it earlier on here. Great job by Rain, and he ties it up, Tasis.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how, I can't imagine Sharp staying in this game for too much longer, but this is pretty brutal, man.
Yeah, the amount of times he's killed the tanks is just, it's substantial.
GG. Wow. Oh my God, I can't believe this is real.
Yeah.
I can't believe this is my reality. This is our reality. Are we in the Matrix?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're in the real world.
Is this
some
part of a
PvP.
simulation? What is going on? This has been such a great best of 7. Now look at Sharp.
He
I mean,
is getting frazzled, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks like you saw a ghost, man. I mean, he was so close.
Wow.
Now, he could still do it, but
Yeah.
damn, I mean, Rain is just dunking on Sharp right now.
He is thus far. But you know what? Circuit Breakers is a comfortable map for TVP. You can absolutely pull out a really strong game there.
We're going to go to a break. We'll be right back with our final game. Stick around.
자, 1세트 시작이 됐고요. 왼쪽에 앉아 있는 선수가 먼저 인사를 드립니다. 바로 그것은 박성균 선수의 파란색 제시 지역 박성균 선수, 그리고 9시에는 조기석 선수가 있습니다. 네, 저희 중계석에 와서 저에게 부탁을 하셨어요. 조기석 화이팅을 외칠 시간을 달라. 그래서 제가
네.
9시에 조기석 선수입니다라고 말을 딱 끄는 겁니다. 이게 아까 말씀드린 거의 연장선상인데 그만큼 진짜 스스로 노력해서 많은 인기를 모으기 시작하는 노력파. 예?
이제 대처를 하는 거고요.
자, 하지만 탱크 벌처입니다.
그렇죠.
위로 올라가서
탱크 벌죠. 근데 여기도 언덕이에요.
여건덕. 자, 위를 잡고 있는 거 조기석 선수.
네. 조기석 선수 입장에서는 본인의 탱크 나올 때까지만 시간 끌어주면 되거든요. 어차피.
자, 컨트롤 해주고 있습니다. 탱크
아,
안 돼.
저거 못 잡으면
탱크 살았고요.
저 탱크.
저거 못 잡으면 고칩니다.
잡았어요.
자, 그래도
하지만
같은 투팩이기 때문에
끝 단계 아니에요.
탱크 나와야 돼요.
박성준도
거기서?
뒤에 있어요. 골리앗?
골리앗이
일단.
나옵니다. 더 이상 밀려서 언덕 아래로 내려가 버린다. 그럼 망합니다.
자, 접었는데요. 1번 전진.
자, 이게 아무래도 박성준은 전진. 와, 파이어맨. 오, 와, 이거는 이거 자체만으로도 오, 네.
오, 예.
자체만으로도 지금 사실
여기서 왜
억압이에요.
나와?
박성균이 좀 급하게 들어올 수밖에 없습니다.
예.
이러면.
근데 박성균 선수는 여기까지만 해놔도 되는 게 본인이 이제 뭔가 반올인을 하다가 언덕이 안 잡히는 것 같아.
예.
상대 SCB도 많이 잡는 거를
자, 뚫어내죠.
하잖아요. 그러니까 여기서 멀티까지
자, 돌파 시도 마이.
와,
뚫어냈긴 했어요.
뚫어냈어요.
자, 거절했습니다.
이러면은 조기석이 좋죠. 네, 결국은 박성균은 지금 그 팩토리 자체가 하나가 또 밖에 있기 때문에 저기까지는 절대 밀려서는 안 되거든요.
자, 툭탁툭탁 두 선수 모두 다 태태전입니다만 시작부터.
근데 박성균 선수 저기 후방 탱크 라인이 있었을 때 앞에 마인이 있어서 더 이상 전진을 안 해도 좀 됐을 법도 한데 1경기 때부터 해서 박성균 선수가 뭔가 좀 마음이
서두른다.
좀 보여요. 많이 급해 보입니다.
자,
박성균은
예.
시간을 벌어. 오, 이런 거.
오,
네, 이런
이런
대박.
거.
이러면 얘기가
역으로
달라지는
자,
게요.
네.
오.
마인이 있기 때문에 저렇게 후방 라인을 잡고만 있어도
자, 뒤쪽에 마인.
네, 급한 건 조기석이라서
마인 입장에서 마인 반응 쫓아갑니다.
와. 아니,
나이스 지만 벌처로 탱크 10
와,
8
이게.
7. 자, 탱크 마무리.
아,
야,
야.
마무리.
야, 양 선수 진짜 한 번씩 주고 왔는데. 근데 이거는
네.
사실 그래도 박성균이 나쁘지 않아진 게요. 사실 앞마당을 지금 완성을 시켰거든요, 박성균은.
주인이 몇 번 바뀌는
네,
겁니까?
이게 제가 말씀드렸던 조기석이 좋은 상황은 조기석이 병력이 앞서기 때문에 앞으로의 그 압박을 심어주고 멀티를 따라가면 괜찮을 수 있었지만 병력 자체가 막교환이 되면서 앞마당 시점이 훨씬 더 빠른 그리고
그렇죠.
투팩 원스타잖아요. 지금
불안합니다, 벌써.
투팩 원스타를 선택을 한 이 조기석이기 때문에 저 레이스로 뭔가 활약을 못했을 경우에는 경기 양상 자체가 굉장히 기울을 수 있습니다.
자, 일단은 확자 하나가 고스란히 차이가 나고 있는 박성균 선수와 조기석 선수. 오랜만에 보는 특혜인데 재밌네요. 스피디합니다, 굉장히.
네, 박성균 선수가 이게
레이스 등장.
이 레이스.
욕심 안 내죠. 네, 박성균 선수는 마음만 안 급하면 돼요. 스토리가 하나 밖에 노출되어 있다고 하나 앞마당이 이제 완성이 되었고
예.
수비에 성공을 하면은 어차피 저 밖에 있는 팩토리 탱크에서 뽑고 나중 거면 버려도 어차피 앞마당이 빨랐기 때문에 다 자원적인 이제 뭐 유불리는 커버가 됩니다.
예. 이 선수들 쉬지 않고 싸우는데요.
확실히 앞마당 타이밍의 시점은 빠르죠.
예.
그리고 이 레이스로 그렇다면 그 일꾼 숫자를 좀 줄여주면서 계속 괴롭혀주면서 본인의 앞마당이 활성화되는 시간을 조기석 선수도 벌어줄 필요가 있고요.
그렇죠.
확실히 이 팩토리 하나는 정말 아쉽죠.
예, 밖에
네.
나가는 팩토리
네.
박성균 선수 거. 골리앗이 나왔고요. 마인 밟아서 빨개졌습니다. 탱크들이 협조합니다. 팩토리 아직 살아 있습니다.
네, 박성균 선수도
오!
괜히 저기
오!
치려고
자, 병력이 또 빠져 있어가지고
마인,
마인 조심해야 돼요.
와! 아니 이런 피해를 보게 되면 얘기가 달라지죠. 왜냐면 이동안에 일꾼 잡았죠.
뭐라?
조기석이 추가적으로 앞마당을 짓고 있기 때문에 이제 조기석도 활성화 시키거든요.
마인 매선
이게-
됐어요.
와, 레이스까지?
레이스까지. 저기서 이제 골리앗이
골리앗 잡혔어. 골리앗 또 잡혔어.
야, 여기 무궁화선.
엄청나게
갑자기 이상해져요.
아니 벌써 계속 들어옵니다.
맞아, 완전 지금
아니 이게 뭐죠?
예예예.
끝나겠는데요.
저기 터졌어요. 저기
다 터져요 이러면.
터졌어요. SCB 없습니다. SCB
아니,
없어요.
SCB가 아니라 게임이 끝날 수 있습니다.
저기
이거는
터지는 게임이
저거.
터졌다고 말씀할 수 있죠.
아니 SCB 없어요.
와.
없어.
SCB 자 숫자 세볼까요? SCB 몇 마리죠?
아니 이 병력을 레이저로 막아요.
지지! 조규혁 선수 2대0을 만들어냅니다. 세상에.
지금 계속 누가 유리했다를
예.
반복할 수밖에 없었던 게요.
되게 재밌는데요?
상황 자체를 계속 양 선수가 번갈아 가면서 만들어냈기 때문에 정말 치열한 경기.
We are back, and it's time to decide who's the first player to make it to the KSL Finals. We started this off with Sharp having a 3-0 lead, and then Reign's been winning every game since that, so now we're tied up 3-3.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy. Really back and forth so far.
Yeah.
Momentum is undoubtedly on Reign's side.
Sure.
Again, he's won a lot of championships before, and other finals is just another feather in his cap, whereas for Sharp, it's kind of career-defining at
This
this
is
moment.
everything for him right now. These wins that Reign's had, he's come out very fast, looking really strong. Sharp seems to have been, I mean, it's not set in stone, but he does look a little bit better in the late game here when we actually have the games get drawn out. But, man, the way that this has been navigated as far as builds here by Reign, it's really interesting. You could see in that last game, for instance, Sharp knows, okay, I just need to win one more game. He played way too cautious. Did not have a good read on what Reign was doing.
Well, you know, that SCV scout timing can be a pain, right?
Yeah.
So you want to get in there and see. Reign's been going for quick nexuses, like 3:30 nexuses.
Yeah.
He gets in there at 4 minutes, doesn't see it. That doesn't mean he's cheesing. But he still went mines. He still went turrets. The thing is,
Yeah.
if Reign's choosing, we're like, whoa, great read. The thing is, you can't be 100% certain at that time.
So this is the only map left to play on, Circuit Breakers. Now, I'm not sure what exactly Sharp wants to do here. If you had to give Sharp a build,
Yes.
and you wanted him to win, what is the opener here?
Gosh, 2 Factory here is not as good as on Fighting Spirit, if you ask me. I don't like 2 base timings on this map. I think it's a fine map if you really feel fine with your macro.
Yeah.
Go for 3 bases, 2-1 timing push. It's strong as can be on this map. You know, it's you know, part of the reason why we see a Terran win rate here. Really, it's,
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it can get scary. You get into a really big game here. Protoss gets a hell of a lot of bases, and it can be hard to stamp them all out because it's a big map. Yeah, I mean, giving him a build though, tasteless.
You think he just plays, you know, gets that +2 attack, +1 armor timing push?
I came in
Mass
today
up, macro
thinking that Reign should win those situations, and he lost some of them today.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to say no. I want to see him do something a little bit more crazy.
Okay.
See a 1 or 2 base push.
Guys, our game is up and ready to go. One of these 2 players is going to go on to the finals here at the KSL. Will it be Reign or will it be Sharp? Let's find out.
So Reign, you have in the top left and Sharp in the top right.
Here comes the biggest cheer yet. Man, this is going to be like, oh, hold on. There's a cheer now for Reign. Well, in the last game, they came together.
Yeah, I guess so. About time. Bunch of fair weather fans. If you
Yeah,
ask
I'm
me.
kidding, man.
You know, horizontal spawns on circuit breakers is played very differently in big macro games.
Yeah.
Because the Terran will take their mineral only, but the Protoss will not. And then that 12 o'clock base that we see here, or likewise the 6 o'clock base if they're on the bottom, becomes kind of problematic to try to take, right?
Yeah.
And then it gets funny because if you're not going to take that and Protoss is already expanding out the map, you're going to be fighting in the middle more, which means there's counterattack potential through the other way. So sometimes
very
you'll
true.
even see that walled off or something, but yeah, it kind of adds another level of depth here. You know, it's very straightforward if your vertical spawns or cross spawns, but the horizontal, I feel like, is there's a little bit more play to it in the different ways that you can go about it.
Okay, well, we're waiting to see what kind of games these two players are going to deliver here. We've really had a full range of pretty much every kind of PvT you can have.
You're quite
I mean,
right.
we've really, if you ever want to show somebody how dynamic this matchup can be, this is the series you want to watch here.
Yeah.
We've had macro games, Arbiter Tech, Carrier Tech, you know, proxies.
Yeah, we haven't
Terran's
seen-
going CC first. I mean, you're really getting to see a quick drop play even.
Yeah, definitely some big variety of strategies. And Rain this game is actually scouting rather quickly with his probe as opposed to the more economical opening that we were looking at in some of the previous games. Still looks like he wants to go fast Nexus, though.
Yeah. So, now we wait. Let's keep in mind, too, I think, what was the closest game we had? Game 2? That was the one on Roadkill, right?
Yeah.
And that was where-
No, not Roadkill. Game 2 was...
What am I thinking of?
Game 3 was Eddie. That was one side. Game 2 was Aztec.
Oh, that's right.
That
Yes,
was the
Game 2 was
close one.
Aztec. That was the
super
closest one.
close. Yeah.
But Sharp did manage to come out on top. I really believe, just like you did Artosis, that if you had to have two guys playing straight up and it was Rain versus Sharp, that Rain is the player who's better than that.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. I mean, Sharp is looking just so clean.
But I think he has to get Vultures in to look that clean.
Yeah, he has to do
I
a
don't-
little bit of damage.
He's not Flash, okay? Like, with Flash, you can, you know, it's like no probes have to be killed, and he'll just be like, yeah, all my money was spent perfect. My SCVs all went to mine immediately. And then he'll have that type of army and be able to really stand toe-to-toe. But I don't know that Sharp can do that if Rain defends perfectly. So let's see where Sharp wants to bring this right now. For Rain, I really feel it's going to be an expansion.
Yeah, we're still waiting. Looks like Sharp's just going to go CC first here, and Rain's going to go Nexus first. So there's no clear lead here. Oh, did he not get Dragoon range? Did
I
miss
think he
that?
canceled for the quicker Nexus,
Okay.
and then he'll get it again.
Yeah.
Most likely. Okay, the
Probe's
probe
gonna
is
try-
trying so hard to sneak in.
Because, again, there's so much ambiguity here
Yeah.
right now in the Protoss's mind. I mean, we saw this happen to Sharp last time, where Sharp just didn't get a very clear idea of what his opponent was up to.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a quick robo coming here. That's interesting. And here's Sharp with the starport. I can't say I'm
Wow.
surprised by that.
Yeah, I guess we should be.
Yeah, I mean, he does love his drop ships. You know, the Wraith is handy to try to chase away the shuttle. We almost always see Reavers, you know, nowadays.
Yeah, but if he goes 3-gate range, like Reaver here, this is actually a reasonable counter to from Sharp. But if he goes
Right.
3-gate with Observer,
That's true. If it's
That's
just Dragoon Obs, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the dream.
Yeah.
Is that they are going to try to get a dropship. You're like, oh, well, then I just get a free dropship kill.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not just a free dropship kill, they can't really pressure you because they spent that much money. You know,
By the
it's
way,
no joke how
it's-
much money it costs to get a dropship out, and then with the units that are in it.
Starport, and yeah, I mean, not to mention, in this spot, it's even easier to spot the dropship.
Yeah.
Because guess where it comes from, guys? The top of the map. It's the
Yeah.
only way to get there. You're not going to send a dropship all the way around in this giant open area.
That's very true.
So you can easily catch it. The observer is just going to come through there and spot it. There's even a spotting pylon now
Yeah.
being put out there. But he's not going for Observer. He's going
He
for
is
Reaver.
going Reaver. Okay, well,
So there is a shot. There is a chance.
this game is way more interesting now.
Mhm.
Of course, Wraiths are going to be a great counter to that Reaver, but if you're going dropship first and your units are across the map, you know, that's one thing right there. Wow. Okay, a lot of this, I feel like this is going to come down heavily to crisis management. Just things going wrong on both sides, but we will see. The dropship should be coming before the Reaver.
Yeah. Okay, now.
But does he,
Does
fly
he
over the
spot?
pylon?
Does he,
He
okay,
spots
he
the pylon.
spots it. He
That's
spots
so
it. There's
important.
a shot. Dropship immediately veering around.
Oh my
Now,
god.
keep in mind, too, they're both intending to be dropping each other right away. Good instinct here by Rain. He's sending 2 Dragoons back now.
Yeah. We don't see speed yet. I bet you it's about to finish, though.
Okay, he sees the 3 Dragoons at the front. That might telegraph that. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he went back down.
Uh-oh. Oh, this is a big moment right now. He does not have observers yet either.
Oh my God, this is a
Oh,
disaster.
man. Oh, luckily for him,
Whoa.
he actually has a zealot out here that can suck up some of these mines.
Whoop.
Okay, he actually dealt with that quite well.
Hold on, it's not. No, actually, I don't think he can do anything now,
No,
right?
yeah, I think it's pretty done. Like, he'll get a few more probes, maybe?
Vulture's trying to come in here to the front.
Wow.
Rain is airtight. Oh my God, now can this dropship get away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to get out there for sure.
But
Which
now
means the harass isn't done yet.
he's bought time, though, too, right? So he can get his wraiths out. I don't see the Reaver doing that much either. So
I think
guess
you're right
they're-
about that.
They're somewhat even now, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, the Reaver can't really be utilized now.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get shuttle speed a little bit later on, just combo this in with the rest of his army. The
Could
Wraith
be.
is actually out here to try to catch a shuttle before even a Reaver could unload.
Yeah, there's nothing
Inside the
sadder
main.
than it flying beyond the Wraith and dropping, killing all your probes while a Wraith kills the shuttle and tries starting working on the Reaver.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like- it's pretty bad. Okay. Well, I'm glad the
Now,
game didn't end immediately.
Keep in mind, a lot of Vultures died there. There really isn't that much defending here. There's a bunker with a
Yeah.
few Marines. There's 2 tanks. And I mean, a Wraith is, you got to think of it like it's just a mobile turret. You know, Wraiths don't help in fighting against the ground. Like,
at
it's
all.
not, they don't really do anything.
Yeah, they tank 6 goon shots. That's exactly what they do.
Yeah. So, the drop is ready right now. Sharp's got a pretty good pin here, where if Rain leaves his base, and Sharp's going to dive back in there and start tearing up the worker line.
And Rain is actually going to take this close by third base. And I think that this is okay in this situation because it is dropship play. So really, any of your bases can be attacked. This is the closest to defend. And you know that you will have a bigger ground army for a long time because they've gone for such a technical opening.
Yeah.
So I think that in this case, this is actually a really great call.
I'm
Whoa.
loving this style. I was wondering about this. So this is something that's becoming more and more and more trendy here
Yeah.
in PvT, is you double down on shuttle play.
Sometimes
Triple down even. Yeah. And you get shuttle speed, and what you're doing is you're trying to crack open the defenses here or smash a push. You know, if you Reavers originally, and for most of the history of StarCraft 1, have been used as these like harass units. And now people use them as busts as well. You
Yeah.
basically fly all the shuttles in there. You unload all your Zealots and Reavers right there on top of the tanks. Dragoons come in from behind, firing down at the mines. You have to make sure you target very precisely with the Reavers and make sure you get the right tank shots off. I'm trying to say get rid of the tanks. But what about this Vulture drop that's going to come in here?
Yeah,
It's
I mean-
inevitable that Sharp's going to move that out
That's
once he sees that these Dragoons are coming in here.
It's a big counterplay for sure. Look at this. Sharp is pulling all of his units back towards his main base. Oh, man, this is Sharp's real moment here.
Oh boy, here we go. The damage is going to be out here first for Sharp. Already taking out a lot of these probes.
Yeah, really not a bad drop at all. Okay, he does pick off the dropship. Looks like the Vulture's all going to get cleaned here as well. Okay. There's always that one mine waiting that you're like, oh my god, is that going to get all the probes? But no.
Okay, but is it Rain's turn? I mean, the dropship's gone. The Vultures are dead. The threat is over.
Does he actually have a window to move in and do this?
Look,
Maybe at the
Dude,
third
I'm
as he takes
still
it.
trying to unpack this because there's been a lot of games where I'm like, oh, you can actually just do that?
Yeah.
And I'm still wrapping my head around it because I'm just. There are some things that because we've been playing for so long and then we had to stop to do StarCraft 2 that it was like my brain can't quite wrap
Yeah.
itself around some of these things. Are like, oh, you really can just come in there and bust them. Okay.
I think the reason why it might be smart this time is because when you go dropship play, your factories are later, you've lost units in harassment as well, so you're just lower on units. But the way Sharp is doing this, adding
Okay.
turrets,
He's
is
going
really
for it.
good.
He's going for broke.
Oh my god, here we go. All right, dropping everything off on top of these Sea Chinks. The Dragoons trying to get over everything.
Oh, he messed
the
up with a
Reaver
Reaver
getting
shot. He didn't fire. He only gets one Scarab off.
Wow.
Does he have enough? Can he continue to crawl through with these Dragoons? Oh, the mine lane is so sick.
Oh, but that Dragoon mine pull was fantastic as well. He continues to move forward here.
Whoa. Okay, he's continuing to come forward. I guess the rush is over.
Yeah.
And by the way, he really miscontrolled with that Reaver back there.
Yeah, the Reaver did not get
And
his shot off.
I actually thought there were going to be 2 Reavers there. There was only one,
Yeah.
which makes a huge difference.
You know, where he attacked in, I think the reason he pulled the trigger is because there was 2 turrets being built. Wow,
Yeah.
that is a sneaky third.
Okay.
But I think that's why he pulled the trigger, and that's why Sharp was able to hold that so handedly. Because he's attacking like over a bridge and through a choke with 2 groups of goons, so they just didn't really get their shots off. They didn't get their damage in. Like, that was a very, very good hold by Sharp. And now the fact that he's sneaking that expansion, that's like you're not going to scout that for a long, like that. You just kind of
Yeah, well, it depends on where he actually keeps the command center too, right? You see where they have the command center on the other side? They're like mining inefficiently.
I think that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The probe goes right to it. I'm like, what?
I know.
Damn.
Okay, he's continuing with Reaver play here. A lot of gates set up here for Rain. Rain's economy is really looking strong. Now, Sharp is going to try to slowly push out and secure this location that we're seeing the Dragoons retreat from. But, you know, again, I got to ask, with the number of tanks we saw killed back there, is it possible for Rain to set up another bust?
I don't know. Once you're in position where he's setting up, I think that busts are almost always foolhardy. It doesn't feel like a very smart move, but I guess we'll see.
Oh, there's just one way to do it. Just send this right inside the main. The SCVs are being pulled. Oh my God, it didn't connect.
No, it did not.
Okay.
Oh
my God. Okay, that did way less than I thought it was going to do.
You missed the wrong clump. Well, 4.
It's not going to connect. Oh, meanwhile.
Oh, another attack. Yeah, a lot of the units actually ran up there. The Speedlot's getting on top of some of these siege tanks at least. But I think
these tanks are in too much of a convenient spot.
Yeah.
I don't think he can actually go up and keep hitting the CC either there.
That's such a hard spot to attack into. Like when Terran actually gets set up right there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a slaughtering ground for Protoss units.
Okay, so the hidden base down here in the bottom right is finished. He's not relocated it. We only have 1 SCV mining from it. Terran can't just send SCVs down there because that might give away its position. So even though you see a Terran that's actually going to be on the same number of bases as the Protoss, you have to factor in that math component there where it's like, okay, he's not just suddenly mining from it.
Yes.
He has to make SCVs. They're going to increment out one at a time.
It doesn't count as a full base
right.
at any point anyways, because he'll never have enough SCVs to mine optimally from those patches.
Correct.
But it's good still. Don't get us wrong. This is actually an awesome move by Sharp.
I love it.
And I don't think it's going to be scouted. So if you can mine from there for a long time, that can really make a big difference. Obviously, because of what his regular third is right there and what that 4th base is down at the bottom, he's going to be extremely vulture heavy. But that's all right. We can live with that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, from here, it's a hard game to call, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Rain is steadily ahead in supply. That's kind of normal, though.
Yeah.
If you're pretty even in a PVT. We do see that there's lots of Templars coming out here, so Storm is going to be a real option. With speed shuttles, too, we might be able to storm drop some of these bases. That's one thing you can absolutely do.
And Sharp was so ready for that. You see how many vultures he had in his natural while he was building the turrets? He's like, not.
Yeah, not like
happening.
this.
This is a really cool game. I'm so glad we're ending on one like this.
Oh, he's going for it again. Oh, my God. Okay, very quick reactions there. He actually got so many SCVs. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was really
beautifully done.
Yeah, and Rain's still staying ahead. Pretty settling supply, like you mentioned.
By the way, another Storm drop there is going to kill all those SCVs. Since many of them suffered a lot of damage, SCVs have more hit points than probes or drones, but
they don't instantly pop like
it's not like he's going to be healing those SCVs anytime soon. So any damage you take on the SCV is permanent. Yeah. He has like 1 medic there. Just in the worker line.
That's a real clutch play.
That's the new meta, guys. Yeah. Shooting blinding cloud at the at the shuttle.
The optic flare.
Optic flare. Yeah,
just
blinding
before it
cloud.
dies.
Talking about. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry. He abducts the shuttle on the turrets with the medic. I'm like, okay, Tasis.
Some vultures are going to try to come in here. This could be a great snipe, though, if he can take out the Templars.
It's one of them. I feel like, yeah, Rain maybe just needs to make sure his army is grouped a little bit better. You know, I'm interested to see how Sharp attacks, because there's 2 ways you can do it. You can attack down the hill, up the hill into the 3rd base, that mineral only of Rain. I think in that situation, he gives it up 100%. I think it's smarter to attack out into the middle, but because Rain took that third, you could try attacking like that, right?
Here's the thing, too. I just want to point out, this is exactly where Protoss wants to be, is getting ready to take another main here in the bottom left.
Yeah.
That's how you know that the Terran's going to be in for a world of hurt. If you can get gateways up, not just in your main, but in another main,
Yeah.
where you always have the ability to surround your opponent no matter which direction they push.
Yeah.
Please.
It's great.
Oh, wow, got the shuttle.
Ooh, yeah, that was a good pickoff. That went better for Sharp than expected. But a lot of High Templars still being picked off. Oh, he's finally going to scout this base. This is an important moment, too.
That's when you're shaking your head as a Protoss, you scumbag Terran.
Yeah.
Trying to do a little gamble expansion against me.
He did do a gamble expansion, and it worked out like a charm.
He's going to try to push out now. This means that there might not be an opportunity for Rain to try to come down and take out the extra base.
Rain's going to deal with this right now.
Plus
this
2
is
attack,
such a
plus
big
1
push.
armor.
Oh my god. Oh, those High Templar!
Again, no shuttle. Remember, the shuttle was picked off. Only 1 storm, and it really only touches 1 tank.
Oh my god, a really nice attack. But the
good
Zealots run
D-Matrix.
in on the north flank. The D-Matrix is amazing! Oh my god!
Meanwhile, some Zealots down here taking out these SCVs. Can Sharp continue to push forward here? There has not been an explosion of gateways in the bottom left main, so if he can get up here and maybe try to stuff Rain inside of his main here, he can then go out and eliminate each of the expansions as they're out on the map. He decides not to. Instead, he's going to do a direct push over here and try to take out this Nexus on the far left.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice not going over bridges or anything. Look at this, sets up a beautiful minefield here. Rain is going to engage only this chunk of the army, so he will wipe this chunk out. And that's important. That actually kind of strands these tanks. So, I mean, Rain might be able to play cleanup here. I'm not sure.
Such a good catcher to get all these vultures. You can see that Sharp is way too preoccupied. He's not going to be able to do that much with those vultures. But I believe there's tanks hitting both the center left. Yeah, the center left and the bottom left. So, I mean, Rain really needs to clean this up and fast.
He needs to save those probes, too. It's very crucial. Oh my god, can he save that Nexus? I think he is going to save the Nexus, maybe not this one.
This one's going down 100%. But he already killed so many probes that were over here. Oh,
gets the Nexus.
good night.
Huge moment.
Yeah.
Now this brings him down to 3 base versus 3 base. I guess a Nexus might be done in the bottom left, but it's not mining as of yet.
Huh.
Damn,
Did Sharp just do it?
May have.
I mean, it's really tough for the Protoss to come back after losing that many bases. Just think of all the probes that were sent to these different locations, how they're all dead. You have to remake that. I mean, economically, you're really in a slump.
Yeah. And it's not like we see Arbiters flying around. He tried to play this Gateway High Templar style, which I think is not bad by any means, but it felt like he was slightly out of position as Sharp moved out onto the map. Sharp did a great job of buying time with Vultures and making Rain run around a little bit, and you see that paying off huge dividends. He's killed off 2 extremely important bases and most of the economy of Rain.
So Rain is going to try to re-expand here to the center left, but in this kind of odd position play here from Sharp, Sharp has control of the bottom left quadrant. So there's actually almost nowhere that's easy to expand to for Rain. In theory, Rain could expand to the bottom right, but it's like, is your probe really going to get over there in one piece? Like, are you sure?
Yeah. What a tough situation for Rain here.
Yeah.
And he's still losing High Templars. Like, Sharp has just played out of his mind today. In all the games where he had kind of an idea of what was going on, I feel like he played really magnificently. He got tricked a few times. He got some bad build orders and stuff. And not to say that that stuff never happened to Rain either, but some of these moves, just the way that he's running Rain around the map, he's picking off units. His vulture harassment is almost nonstop.
Kind of interesting to see Sharp now trying to wiggle these units out at the bottom. He's like, oh, guys, quiet. Just very quiet down here.
That's a good way to put it.
We're going to get you guys out of here, okay?
Yeah. That is a lot of siege tanks.
Yeah,
you don't
it's a
lose
lot.
that.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the position that he's in this game. I think Sharp is setting up to do the killing blow.
Well, he's joining up his entire army now. He has gotten those siege tanks
The
out.
tanks managed to sneak back home.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win this. There's so many vultures. I mean, he's going to snipe down Templars for days.
For sure he is. You've already been doing it for weeks.
There's one Archon in the army, so this looks more like the back of the StarCraft box. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He's coming forward. Okay. So many tanks. He goes +3 attack, +2 armor. I don't know, guys.
Yeah,
Even
I
with
don't see any
storms that
Zealots
good,
left.
I
You
just
are-
see Dragoons dying, and I think that Sharp managed to stop this comeback here from Rain. People
Wow.
are cheering out here, everybody's clapping.
This is so big for Sharp
Crazy.
right now, man. He is tightening the noose, going after Rain. Rain has just set up a new expansion, but he has no time to make that pay off. Here comes Sharp with the rest of his army.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is the point of no return. He's now going to have mines and tanks over at the bridge. There's nothing to keep this expansion alive. Unreal, dude.
Yeah.
What a series this has been. What an upset.
You know,
I didn't
I definitely would
expect
call
this,
it an
guys.
upset as well, but the way Sharp played tonight, I think we're going to have to kind of reevaluate him, man. Like,
Yeah, he's just too
we're
good.
not used to having championship Terrans other than Flash and Last.
Yeah.
They're pure macro style, but
GG. Oh, yeah, you see how happy he is.
oh, man. What a big moment here for Sharp. He has worked his ass off all year long. He's lost a bunch of weight. He's been doing yoga. He's been practicing hard every day. All the pro gamers know it. Everyone's kind of seen it coming.
Yeah.
And this is very well deserved. I am absolutely so
Wow.
thrilled for him. That is amazing.
Damn,
He played.
I'm so happy for him.
He was a monster tonight. You see him shaking, how much adrenaline he has
Yeah.
right now? He just made it to the finals. There's nothing harder to do on Earth than make it to the finals of StarCraft.
Getting emotional here.
God.
And Rain. Right now, Rain is a mannequin.
He's not even named Cyril or Flash, so it's like 90% of the final spots are already taken,
Yeah.
right? So he got in on that last 10%, man. Crazy.
Damn. Well, this was a lot of fun to cast. I had no idea it was going to be this close. I had no idea the games were going to be this dynamic, too. We got to see every kind of PvT you can ask for.
Yeah, that was great. I really enjoyed this. And
Tons of people came down here to support him. People were cheering for him.
I got to say, I feel a little bit bad for Reigns still. It was
Yeah.
a tough series for him. I feel like there was definitely a couple games that he lost where it could have gone the other way if he was a little bit more diligent in his defense.
Yeah.
But, you know, that almost comeback was amazing as well.
By the way, guys, we're going to be back tomorrow. Sulky versus Last is going to be so good. Yes.
All right.
I don't know if we can top today, but we can try.
We will try our best.
We are going to go to an interview now with Sharp and see how he's feeling with this huge success today. He is in the KSL finals. Well, we're not ready for the interview yet, but soon. Soon, it's coming. You got to believe
I
me.
want to hear it. He's so emotional right now. I want to.
Yeah.
I want to hear what he's thinking.
Do join us tomorrow, guys. Sulky versus Last. Then we're going to have the winner of that against Sharp. Either a TDT or a TDZ finals.
Yeah, and either
Nope.
one is going to be awesome. I'm excited.
After an incredible close games, it is Sharp who defeats Rain. Congratulations. Thank you. That was amazing. Yeah, now it ended in a 4-3. How are you feeling? First of all, I'm just so honored and happy to play in the finals. And you know, honestly, I thought I was gonna lose today, and things really got out of hand. And I was, you know, starting to have bad thoughts. But I'm glad that things worked out really well. You know, you're like almost tearing up right now, just flooded with emotions. But let us be happy since you are the winner. Now, today's games can be separated between the early phase of the games and the late phase of the games. You know, things did actually work fine like I practiced. But when I was winning 3-0, I just kept reminding myself not to let my guard down. But then Rain started playing phenomenally, and then I had to go to the last set. And you know, the last set was an arduous battle. You know, you've been playing phenomenally until the third game, and then things started going downhill from then. There was a strategy I prepared for, but then Rain kind of exploited that. And then I was thinking that maybe I can still win the game. But after I lost in roadkill, things looked really gloomy, and I started to feel that I might not win the game, win the match. In the game 6, you actually choose to play on the Fighting Spirit, which is your most confident map. You know, I was thinking this one step is all it takes for me to get to the finals, and then at the same time I was like, am I actually gonna lose this? But then I just kept reminding myself that if I put my mind to it, I can win this. But there's actually a fan here in the venue who's praying for my win. And then all there was in my head is just my resolution to win. In Game 7, you must have a lot of pressure since you lost the last 3 games quite easily. I knew that if I lost in macro, I would just I would just lose the match. So I just kept concentrating on the macro. In the 7th match, in the 7th game, that was like the quintessential Terran play. If you were to rate your plays today, how would you rate it out of 100? Until the 3rd game, 90%. Game 4, 5, 6, I was quite unsatisfied with my plays. I need to prepare well for the finals. It's not only your mistake, but there were a lot of other factors going on today. With tomorrow's match, you'll be able to find out who will be your contender in the finals. Who do you prefer? Last and Soulkey. I need to take revenge on both players. And last, you know, he beat me in Season 1. And Soulkey, he beat me in ASL. So whoever comes out, I'll just try my best. Oh, you weren't answering to my question. I don't care whether Pitarin or Zerg. I just don't care the race. Last of all, it's sharp time. It's a time where you can say thanks to your fans. Thank you, Stork, Mini, and all the other StarCraft players for helping me out in the scrims. Just thank you so much. And thank you to all the players for giving me advices. And most of all, thank you to the fans here today. And of course, I can't leave out my family. And they really wanted me to go to finals. So I'm glad that I kept the promise. And last of all, again, Hyunmin, who's going to the army. I kept my promise, so you do well in the army as well. Thank you. Now you move on to the finals. We hope to see a stellar performance from you in the finals. That's it for the interview.
He's even good at interviews, guys.
Except he still didn't answer who he wants.
That's true,
She
actually.
reminded him, and he was like, I don't care if it's Saren or Zerg. It's like, that's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. Which one would you rather see him against?
Sulky.
Sulky?
Yeah.
I think the
For
more
sure.
Terrans, the better. I want a TVT. Screw it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it'll be a good TVT for sure. But I would prefer to see Sulky in a finals. I keep saying he's going to win a tournament, and it's not making me look good so far. But I feel like he was supposed to win several tournaments.
He's not flattering you at the moment with his tournament wins.